Welcome to a impromptu update special for Paranormal Connections radio show. Uh, Unfortunately, we've had just so much craziness and drama this weekend in the paranormal field. And I went to the social media platforms this weekend to do a live stream. George was able to join me. We've been kind of going over this since Friday. I was going to do an update to the show on Sunday, and I started having issues with the computer. So I just felt like it was signs that I was supposed to do it on the radio show last night, which I did. The show was a great success, but I thought putting all of this out, that's what I get for thinking. I thought that by putting this out on the show and allowing everybody to, put their comments and their opinions out there, that we could just put it all out there and it would be a done deal. And I could move on to the next topic. But again, that's what I get for thinking. Unfortunately, I guess the stuff that was said on the show last night ruffled the feathers of a few people.
That's your job. You're supposed to.
I was going to say, I know, what did I expect? But so much so, and every day more information keeps rolling in, or people want to send me messages that just fuel the flames of, bringing this back up and letting people know what's going on. So it's been kind of ridiculous, but, hey, everybody seems to be really, really into this shit show that's going on over these topics. So why not keep going and cover it? I will say, though, today is probably going to be the last time that I discuss these topics. I think at this point, everybody absolutely knows my opinions and where I stand in all of this. I think that plenty of people on social media, as well as calling in last night on the show, decided to call in and get their opinions. And, did everybody agree with me? Well, the people who called in, yeah, they did. But did everybody agree with me on everything? No. But for me, that's okay. Like, I don't have a problem with debating things, having a different opinion. Not everybody thinks the way I do. But it's one of those things that I don't know.
And that's why you have me here, because I'm a male. Believe it or not,
that's right.
I'm a male, and I can maybe divide up what's going on. You know what? That's why I'm here, man. I'm trying to keep everything settled. And, if you get a male standpoint of this, maybe that will make it a lot easier today if anybody wants to disrespect you or disrespect anybody in the field. I think what we got going on is just crazy in the last 24 hours, and I don't know where it's all coming from, but it's coming from one or two people. And I think what your job is too, and me to just help you out with the waving of the towel, is to try to put this to rest. And I think you're the perfect person to put the freaking thing to rest. There you go.
Well, I wish, so like the first half of this live stream is going to be about the paranormal investigator out in the UK who has been sending unsolicited dick pics to other female investigators in the field. Started out with that. So we're going to start with that. And the second half is the whole Parahor t-shirt debate. Now, again, really piss people off, and everybody's got their own opinions. But again, people, we are not all robots. We are not all the same. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody has their own reasons of why they feel the way they do. And who is to say that anybody's opinion is better or means more than somebody else?
Is someone at your door?
No, it's my phone. And of course, let me silence it because it's like going crazy since.
Yeah.
It's been like this since this morning when I woke up. Like it just does not quit.
Right.
But it's one of those things that, when you get mad and then you turn around, like because you've been called out or because you've been exposed. And the most common thing is for people to then run and try to beat
Fix it.
everybody to the punch, and try to either do damage control, or they try to put a spin on it, or they backpedal from what they say or do. And again, people on the internet, like, and I don't know, it's for women too, but they have these big balls that they can come out and oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, and it's like, stop, everybody, stop. Like, again, it's just like politics. Not
Yep.
everybody is going to agree on the candidates or on the topics or even what the president has done or hasn't done. No matter how much I go and tell a Hillary or a Trump supporter, if I tell them that I support the opposite and the reasons why, do you think that just because Christina says, oh, well, I like Trump for this reason or I like Hillary for this reason, do you really think it's going to change the minds of anybody? Absolutely not.
No.
More than likely, it's just going to piss them off that, now you're, again, all these egos that, oh my gosh, you don't agree with me. So now I'm going to block you and I'm going to trash you and, I'm going to play the victim. And it's getting old. This is like, the field is becoming like a broken record because it's a new drama every week. It's just replaced by the next one.
Well, the paranormal, what's going on is the paranormal's disappearing. Yeah, I haven't heard a great paranormal subject in weeks. It's all been about the crap that these men are doing that they're not thinking twice about. They're using their egos to get in the way. They're not using their head to do what they're doing. They're just being ridiculously stupid.
Or they're using the wrong head, which again is not a
No, it's not. But we called
good
it on
idea
this.
either.
The guy in the UK, yeah, right. The guy in the UK that started this whole mess, doing what he did. He's a dirty man, and like we talked about the other day, it was going to go to the next level, and it went to the next level. No more than 12 hours later, then something surfaces that he sent it to an underage girl, and the fact that that's when it really hit home. Being a dad, you don't do that. And now the fact that it's gone from a 30 or how old the young lady was, it was all started. Now it's gone to a very sick man that sent his pic of his private to a girl 14 years old. And that's where now that's disturbing part. What is next? What is next when somebody goes, even though he's married, I guess I heard, and hopefully she put his ass on the line. But what's next? He goes on a date. He goes on a paranormal investigation with a bunch of girls, and next he's trying to press up against somebody. Next she says no. Then next thing she gets beat up or forced or whatever. So
Right.
my opinion as a man, I didn't mean to interject so quickly on you, but you know what? It's just paranormal's disappearing. This used to be fun with paranormal. Talk about paranormal. Now we're talking about some sick people out there that don't belong in the paranormal. They just don't belong.
Absolutely. And again, I talked about this last night on the show about, women, having to rethink. And it's sad that we have to do this. Okay. That we can't be in a field of like-minded people, be able to feel comfortable, because there's so many like fake scammers out there and pedophiles and everything else, creeps that are out there anyway, just in general, that we're already on the lookout for fake accounts and things like that. And we think that we, screen them pretty well and keep people off. You don't expect somebody in the same field as you, that has the same passion as you, that you're, talking to or whatever, that this is what they do. Now, again, for all of the people who, were getting mad because I took on this topic, let me be clear that although I think that it is the highest stupidity in the world to send naked pics of yourself to anybody on the internet, especially somebody that, you're trying to impress or whatever you're trying to do with it. But again, it's one thing if two adults agree and they want to have some long distance online affair or whatever, and that's how they get off. Whatever floats your boat, if both people are on the same page.
But you got to think about this one though, Miss Christina. Is yes, that could be all good and dandy, but I assure you, because there's no contact relationship other than what's on the internet, what you guys got going, you're gonna drift apart. And when you start sending those pictures, whatever, it's gonna bite you in the ass. It may not be 30 days. It may not be 60 days. It could be 2 years. Oh, I'm sorry, a year and a half. It doesn't matter. The fact that's why you don't do it, because it's gonna bite you in the ass. And I can't believe that we're having a discussion because we're all adults. We understand the internet. This is going to float out there for years to come, no matter what. And this is your fault if you get caught dropping your drawers, taking a picture of your little baby toe. It's gonna get, I swear to God, it's gonna get out there where it's gonna be treated like, oh, well, you said this about me, or you cheated, or whatever this thing. You're gonna split up without having a real date, without having touch, holding hands, and have a real relationship. Your penis is gonna show up, and you're gonna have to defend yourself. And you know what? It's your own damn fault. And good luck, because you know what? I'm a psychological. Oh man, I'll read you in a heartbeat. I majored in psychology for 8 years in college, and I can tell when you're lying. If you start biting your lip, you start not looking at me, and you start saying, "Oh my God, I need some water." Guess what? As Judge Judy would say, "You're guilty."
You're guilty.
Yeah,
And again, I agree. That's what, I've been saying too. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. And again, this is not the first time that this topic has happened with people, with men sending these dick pics or these nude pics to women in the paranormal field. I've done other shows on it in years that have passed. The thing is that a lot of times women, especially, do not want to go forward and put anybody on blast because they're worried that if it's somebody who so-called has a following or is known in the paranormal or is established, that the amount of hate that they're going to get or people not believing them is too much to have to deal with. It's like rape victims. Like a lot of people who are sexually molested or raped do not come out with it. Not because it didn't happen, not because they're lying about it, but because they don't want to be put on trial. And these guys saying, oh, well, they know they wanted one, or, oh, they didn't have a problem with it, now they've got a problem, but this happened a year and a half ago. It doesn't matter.
it
And
doesn't matter.
What? If this show has helped to put a voice and some strength behind women who have experienced this, because I didn't expect the kind of reaction that I got of people just sending me stuff like crazy.
Right.
Like I opened Pandora's box. And when I said that I had never received any dick pics and was glad about it, but then on the other flip side, like I'm not going to put anything out there that somebody just writes me and says, oh, this guy did this to me, because again, putting out information like this that is not verified can hurt somebody's reputation. And I've been on the receiving end of people making up lies as well. So I'm very careful that, if I put something out, please believe I have the information and the evidence to back up what I'm saying. Yep. But of course, I had to say, okay, well, these women are sending me, these things like, oh, this guy sent it to me. The same guy did the same thing. And I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to send me, I need to see the conversation, because one, I have to make sure that they weren't in a conversation that was sexual in nature, where yes, it could have been misconstrued on one side or the other that the person wanted it. Okay. But the other thing is did this person really actually send the dick pic? And so, oh my God, be careful what you ask for, because like, I feel like my eyes have been like washed with acid. And it's like the people who are sharing their dick, like, I mean, I would maybe get it if you're like some porn star with some, and even for me as a woman, you got some big old penis that hangs down to your kneecaps or something.
That's what
like
I heard.
That's scary. That's scary to a woman. Like if it's small or ugly, that's scary to women too. But if you come with some big old long, looks like, she's going to be coughing it up if you have sex. Yeah, that's not very attractive to women either. So, but if you're going to make yourself out and you're going to put all these claims, don't put a picture of yourself out there that proves the opposite.
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm really not not even understanding like why people feel like they need to share them. I'm like, well, that's.
I think it's so great. This is when you know someone has an ego. And you know what? It might bite me in the ass. But you know what? When somebody says that they don't, there's one person, gentlemen, that we're talking about. I'm not going to say any names, okay? But when you start saying that you don't have an ego and this blah, 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 and you say that you're freaking U-Haul, it hangs down to your kneecap. Look, buddy, you know what? That's an ego. That's just crazy because now you want girls to say, oh, wow, really? It's down to your kneecaps? I want to see that thing. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit. And you know what? And here we go. We're off this thing about the paranormal. The two people that we're talking about, and you know what? I assure you, it's going to come out of the woodworks. This is not the only people. There's more.
Oh, I know
There's more to come because you know what? These people are stepping on their own penises, and you know what? They're going to wreck their career in the paranormal. It's not. It's going to happen. And for a 52-year-old man to tell you this, that means you're still in school. Let me teach you. I'll be your teacher. You screwed up, and I feel bad for you because I know you're really good at what you do, and you might have blown it already. Now, no matter what you think, you blew it.
Okay, Richard, we'll be getting into the parahorde drama. That's going to be coming up after this. It's just so much drama going on. We have to one at a time. All right. So the first thing that we're going to go with is the UK investigator that, again, we've been talking about that has been adding women in the paranormal. Now, again, this is somebody that he's a founder of his own group. His name is Neil Sinnett, Sinnett, and he is with Astrotech. I believe that's what it's called, Astrotech UK, and that's his group. Now, he's changed since I've done the show and everybody's been calling him out. He has changed his pages. He's changed the images. He's deleted a bunch of stuff. But dummies, like by the time people are on to you like this, we've already went and screen grabbed everything that we need. Like you can delete it all now, but again, everything on the internet is forever because somebody is out there always lurking and ready to jump and grab. So I originally, before I even approached this subject, I messaged this guy and I said, look, I got a problem with you. You're a douchebag for sending pics out to unsolicited, to women in this field that are unsolicited. And I said, if you really want that much attention, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you some because I'm going to do a show all about you. And so he read it, but he didn't respond. He just blocked me on Messenger.
Of course.
But again, dummy didn't block me on any other pages. So not that it was going to change because I had 200, at the time I had 200 friends in common with him on his page. So I could have went to ask any one of them to go and just get what I needed. But of course he didn't do that. And he actually didn't say much. He wasn't responding to anybody. Other people had sent messages to his wife because now again, this man is married with 2 children. He's got little girls.
Okay.
And so everybody was like, oh, well, they need to let the wife know. Well, it had already been done, and she hadn't seen it all through the weekend. But this morning, everything changed. I woke up this morning to a message stating that it wasn't just to me, but he sent this out to anybody else who shared or was talking about this subject. And I think your wife, Kara, got one as well, but that he was going to sue for this.
Yeah, we're being sued.
Well, you know what? I love that message. So I'm like, finally, you're going to respond to me, you little chicken shit. And I said, absolutely. Sue me. I will be waiting to be served. And I said a lot of interesting, nice, choice things to him. But at the end, result was, look, dude, I'm not worried about you. I think that you need to keep that money, save it, and hire yourself your own attorney because you're going to need it. And again, we aren't just talking about him sending it to women. We are also talking about, I received a message from a man in the UK, and again, stupidity on its finest. Like, if you do this across the world in the internet, it's going to be very hard to prosecute. Here in the US, they'll just tell you, oh, stop being so sensitive, just block the person and you won't ever get a dick pic again.
Right.
In the UK, oh, it's a little different. Right. Exposure is exposure. And so they don't like that. But in any country around the world, well, most of them, if you send nude pics of yourself as an adult to an underage child, that's child pornography. And boy, oh boy, that is a really, really bad thing to be messing with.
I don't mean to laugh. And you know what? I'm going to let you keep talking, of course. I don't mean to laugh because it's not a joke. I laugh because I laugh at the stupidity of human beings. And that's why I'm laughing. It's not about what he's done. It's a very serious situation because outside of what we know in this box, there's more that he's probably done. There's probably more that he has done that we just don't know about. And we don't know what he does when he is out in the world, in the real world, not on Facebook, in the real world of being in contact with kids or adults, whatever. But when I laugh, it's because of the stupidity of human beings. So please, it's your floor.
Well, I mean, first of all, obviously he saw one of his streams at some point. So somehow he saw it and and he seen it, and maybe even the show last night. So obviously I've made it pretty damn clear that I don't have any problem calling people like this out. Mm-mm. So why you would then try to poke me a little bit after I finished the show and say, now I'm going to sue you.
Stupid.
And it was really stupid. And I just thought, okay, dude, like you really want to keep this going. But it got better. Then he goes on to his page, his public page, the what is it? His public figure.
Right.
That'll be forever scarred. And he says he put up a little banner saying my theme for make sure the haters take note. It was Motorhead King of Kings. Dude, the only king you are a king of is king of stupidity.
Right. Absolutely. Agreed.
So thumbs up to him on that one. Yeah. Then he goes and posts, people like to talk shit about me, but guess what? Can't say it to my face, you piece of trash. Oh, well, and it's peace, P-E-A-C-E, so I guess it's, love of trash. You know who you are. Well, look, if this, I'm sure it was towards a lot of people, but I know specifically it was towards me as well. But I said, hey, Neil, I have been very vocal about your unsolicited dick pics on my page and show, you douchebag, and I'll continue to do so until you're behind bars. I'm definitely not afraid of you or to say it to your face. In fact, I will even invite you on my show on video and allow you to put out your side if you're saying that none of this is true. But be careful. I never say shit I can't back up with proof. And from everything that has been sent to me, I think you need to stop threatening to sue anyone and save that money for an attorney to defend yourself. But if you change your mind, I'll be waiting to bring you on the show, or I'll be waiting to be served here in the U.S. For the lawsuit. But I'm going to continue to discuss this topic and expose you. And by the way, don't worry about deleting this, as I've already screenshot it, and I'll be sharing it as well as other information that has recently been sent to me and expose you even more. So again, who's afraid of you? Definitely not me. You were even too cowardly to respond to my PM to you. And that's the thing too with this guy. He's been getting a lot of hate messages and comments towards him, but he's been very busy deleting them. I always love these guys that they talk so much shit, and then when somebody says anything contrary to what they're saying, all of a sudden they delete all those comments. Same thing with Steve Huff. When we did the show on Steve Huff, anybody that went over there, and he had a lot of negative comments after the show too. And what did he do? He went and deleted them all. So if you stand by what you say, why are you deleting it? Address it. Don't backpedal.
Own up to your stuff. Just own up to it. If you do it, you do it. Just own up to it. If you apologize, say, you know what, I screwed up, blah, blah, blah. It's still not going to give you a free pass. But at least own up to it and say, you know what, I screwed up, blah, blah, blah. Just a month ago, we were talking about Mr. Huff. how the time and the tide has changed. We're in bed.
No,
It's so he's probably sitting back, Mr. Huff. Good to see you. He's probably sitting back like, oh God, dang, Lord. Oh, they're out of my little pot. We're on to something more serious now. So he's probably thinking, thank God for these two. So
that is true. Well, and then we ended up uh, getting finally hearing back from the wife.
of
Okay,
what? Of who? The
of Neil Sennett.
got it.
And I have to say, I was very, very disappointed,
In her?
to say the least. Yes,
Wow.
from her.
Wow.
And let me pull it up so that I can actually read it to you. And I have all this stuff, and I'm part of me wants to just post all this stuff. Another side of me is like, yeah, do I really want to? But I probably am. So that'll be all right.
That's right. You're Miss Christina George. You damn right,
If
you
I
bet.
didn't, what would people think? Uh, so again, as I said, I didn't message the wife, but many others had.
Right.
And why isn't it pulling up? Come on, come on.
Please tell me that she's not actually defending her man.
Yeah, I can't pull it up, but you got it.
Oh
Yes,
man,
it
seriously.
is. It was, and so I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it right in front of me to read word by word. But it basically, she said, I already know how he is. We've been married for 8 years. I married him when I was 18, when I was 16 years old. Okay, already big flag, right?
Wait, time out. 16 years old. That's a flag right there, meaning explaining, oh, underage girls. So now he has this daddy figure. Oh,
Right,
yes or no? Okay, got it. I just
right.
want to make sure I'm on board. Go
Yep.
ahead.
And she
Oh,
said, and
shit.
he's done this many times to me.
Done
So
what?
this
Oh,
doesn't
the pictures?
going behind and sending pics like this. She said this isn't the first time that this has happened. I
Wow.
already know what's going on. But my children need their father.
Whoa, there you go. There you go. That's why you stay with your man. You know what? That's right. You can't survive on your own. Way to go. You know what? This is ridiculous. Women are stronger than men. A woman can survive better without a man than a man surviving without a woman. I stand behind women. I think it's a woman's world, and this woman has been weak because she's been with the same guy since 16. She doesn't know better. She is. Oh God, I feel so sorry for the children because it won't stop. It's gonna. I don't know how it is in the UK. I know they have stronger laws and such, but you know what? That's sad to hear because it could be an abusive relationship. Not saying it is. Back in the UK over this cat, and you know what? It's sad because now she has zero confidence in herself that she couldn't survive as a woman and to take care of her own kids, which she could probably do better. The kids would be much happier and safer. Sorry, my opinion.
Well, and see, when we were talking about this before, I mean, we were saying, hey, he's sending these dick pics to, women in the field. Like, who's to say he's not doing this to children? Who's to say he doesn't
Yeah.
end up raping somebody? Like, and these were all, nothing that factual. These were just things that we were talking about that could, lead to, right?
And it happened.
And then it happens like within the day. But you know what makes me even worry now? The fact that I know that he's sending it out to young girls.
Yeah.
It does make me really, really concerned about, is there anything going on within the home itself? Your wife was underage when you got with her. You've got children with her. She's too scared and too manipulated to leave the situation. Mm-hmm. So she's thinking that it's okay. And being a molestation and a rape survivor myself, I know how these kind of things work. And usually when there's a lot of these red flags, it isn't just contained to people out there in the internet, because they have easy access right at home. So I am glad that the police are involved in this. I'm glad that, it's getting to a point where they are looking into this and taking things like this serious. I am so glad that the women that came forward, and you know who you are. Some people wanted to, said I could name them by name. Other people said they'd rather stay anonymous because of the court case or the police investigation and stuff like that. And I respect all of that. But I just want to say, I respect you women for having the strength to come out. Now, one of them, and this really pissed me off, so multiple people posted about this guy, okay, because it wasn't just one victim. And when this other person had posted it up, she actually received hate mail and threats because she lives in the UK, and people immediately did not believe her. Wow. And she was very distraught about it. But then yet the other young lady that it happened to here in the US, she posted out, and she's like me, very vocal. She was on the show last night. She gives, no fucks when it came to it. She was like, I'm married. Like, I'm not going to hide this. You're a douchebag. And just blasted it everywhere. And that's where it got all of the attention. Your wife shared it. Then, I jumped on it and said, oh, I'll do a show on this. This is ridiculous. And it's just gone from there. And it's gone like wildfire.
Right. But, something that, I know I said this a little while ago, but, the fact that one person got caught, and it's sad. There's thousands and thousands. There's more. There's so many people out there probably freaking out thinking, oh, crap, I did that. Not I, but this person saying that they did that. It's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a wildfire. And it is kind of sad. You can laugh about it. We could joke about it a little bit. But the fact is, it's sick. And you know what? The fact that what you might have done is probably saved maybe someone getting raped or somebody getting hurt or somebody. You got to look at the stuff that we're doing today. And what you're doing is remarkable. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend, but I'm glad people are stepping forward. And I give these women that have stepped forward 100% respect. And I'm sorry that it did happen to you if you didn't want it. Not all guys are like that. I just want you to know that. So don't just stop trusting guys.
Right. And, I don't want to take all the credit because, again, Kara and so many other the women in the field, you've discussed it on your little live streams and stuff that you've done. You've come... Well, you do like your little, short morning ones, but you've included this in the topic, even though yours are always, inspiring me. Who knows what I talk about? It could be negative all the time. I have so much stuff that I could talk about. But when you've done those, you've come on the show. I mean, it has been a combined effort. And, I think it's not just that I did the show or that I put it out there and gave a voice to everybody. I think that I'm probably, especially being a woman and having a platform like this, I was very vocal of wanting to get this information out there. And it's been one of probably the top streams that I've been doing lately. I mean, just the live stream, not even the show, just the little live stream that we did on Friday or Saturday. 1,600 views and like 30 different groups had shared it. I mean, it's like all over the place and things started going in, but it was a combined effort. But if there are women out there, like, I don't have a problem with standing in the forefront of the, firing squad. If they want to get mad at me, I really don't care. Like, I don't have I'm not going to lose my job at the network. They're behind me 100% on whatever I decide I want to do. And if I get flack for it, I got to deal with it, but they're never going to get rid of me. I don't have a corporate job that if people see that I'm talking about this, that I'm going to get fired. I don't have any of that. So, and if people don't want to have me at their events and they don't want to have me in that's okay too. I just do the radio and I just do what I keep doing what I've been doing all these years. I don't care. But if this is what it takes to make women feel comfortable enough to come forward, I will 100% be your advocate and stand up for you and put the information out. As long as I've got the evidence and actual facts in front of me that I can see that this wasn't, something that you both agreed upon or, that it was absolutely was unsolicited. I have no problem putting it out. Like, people could be mad at me all day long. It doesn't make any difference. And if that keeps it off of your people's, the other women's backs, I'm completely okay with that. It really, really bothered me how a field would attack one woman for coming forward with this. And then the other woman, people were 100% behind and supporting. So, we need to have this kind of unity. I wish we had more unity like this in the field on an all the time basis, because I've seen more women pull together, and not even the men, the women, but men too have been very vocal on this subject, and have been on all the live streams and all the shows and commenting as well, and they're discussed on how all this is happening. But again, I told everybody when I had done the live stream did the live stream and then did a post about it the other day, I was a little shocked, and I think other people would be too, of how many well-known names in this field who are doing the exact same thing and saw absolutely nothing wrong with it. So for all of you people out there and you're like, oh my God, he seems like such a great guy. You don't know. You just don't know. He may seem as a public persona seem like the best guy in the world. But there are people out there that have very shady, alternative motives of things that they're going to do. And again, people who are more in the spotlight, they can seem to a lot of times have more control because they have a big following. So they don't want it to, they're like, oh, if you put something out, I'll just come back and switch it around on you and make you look bad. And everybody will go after you because everybody loves me.
Right.
We gotta stop that. We gotta stop that. It's ridiculous. So we've got to put these people out there on blast. There is no screening process to become a paranormal investigator. Anybody can be one. You could be a serial killer and nobody would be any of the wiser. And interestingly enough, that on Neil's page, on his personal page, there was a picture of him and a woman originally that were in a car. And so a lot of people were making negative comments and saying, oh my God, is that his wife? And how could she, be there with him and take all this on? That wasn't his wife. That happened to be a female investigator from the UK who had recently been working with him. Now, she did say, she did feel a little uneasy around her, but she didn't know why. And there wasn't any information that was out there, but she was actually very glad that she got this information, because as soon as she saw the proof that this guy was doing this, she cut him off completely. And she had an upcoming investigation that she was supposed to do this past weekend with him, just him and her. And so you never know where it may have done. Now he's pulled all those pictures off. He's pulled 99% on his professional page as well as personal page, and now it's been replaced by a new logo, and it's pictures of him and his wife looking all happy, cuddly, oh, love you. And again, it's all for show, because that is not how their life really is. And it's even sadder to me that this woman is aware that this is happening, and she does not see enough wrong with it to say, screw you, buddy. Like, I'm going to help put you in jail.
And she gave the answer why. Because she's afraid about her kids growing up without their father. That's the problem.
But who wants a father like that? Like, I think that it would be even worse as if you're a child and, you're growing up and then, your dad gets like arrested and put in jail. And you're like, oh, why did dad go to jail? Oh, well, eventually they're going to find out that, he was sending pictures of himself to women and to children. And again, I worry again about the children within his own, where he's at himself, that you have access to. Because again, the people that you're the closest to are usually the easiest targets. And if you have a wife who doesn't seem to be very proactive about doing anything to stop it, do we have that reassurance or confidence that if something did happen, would she even do anything about it? Would it be different if it was one of her children?
I think that's where I got sick in my stomach about this whole thing was it. Don't get me wrong. It was okay. I'm just gonna say it wasn't so much. It was the woman thing. Yes, it was disturbing, absolutely. But when that kicked in 24 hours later or whatever, 12 hours later about the child, that's when it's like, wait a second, this is not good. This is bad. This is really bad. And now it's going to get to the point where you just said something. Are we going to have to do background checks when you start a paranormal team? Should we start doing that? Should we like, okay, you want to join our team, but you need an application. So you see, have you been in jail for 30 years on rape charges or whatever? It's going to get to that point because you don't know. You don't know. I don't know you. You don't know me. We go with our gut because this is who we are. And then you got to prove yourself is like, okay, yeah, this guy is okay or girl's okay. Um, I'm just really, like I said, what you've been talking about, you're right on the money. I feel bad for what this young lady and her family's dealing with now. This guy won't fess up. Now he's hiding and he's trying to play all these games where changing the pictures, making them look like it's a happy marriage and everything's beautiful and roses when it's a bunch of crap. And it's just a sour, sour situation. But just hope that you caught it in time. Hope that everybody's been working with you caught it in time, and that he wasn't going to do anything more than like what that girl was supposed to investigate this past weekend. You might have just saved somebody. You don't know. Things happen every day for a reason. It's just a matter you got to look deep into it and why it happened. And I think that maybe you did something, or the group of you people you've been circling around with lately with this guy, and it got word to that girl that something could have happened, and it did. Thank God, because we don't know. We don't know.
And Tina's saying it happens to men and they get flack for speaking up as well. And again, I don't know if you maybe just tuned in, Tina, but I've absolutely said this. It does happen on both sides. Sometimes men don't want to, step up because again, then all the men in the field are going to be like, oh, you weak ass guy, seriously, you're going to be mad because some woman sent you a naked pic. Because again, the stand like that's so screwed up in just the world period of how things happen. It does happen to men, but I will say that with all of the men that did chime in, and a lot of them did chime in and say, yes, I've absolutely had nude pics sent to me from women, but they didn't seem to take the same offense to it as a woman did. Now, again, I've told the men as well, hey, if this has happened to you, if there is a paranormal investigator that's a woman in this field and she's sending pics to you, same deal is there. Send them to me. Send me the proof. Because I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you're in this field and this is the kind of shit you're doing, you need to be called out and you need to be forced out of the field.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
Oh, and I will be completely okay. I mean, this again, I don't want anybody to think like, oh, it's just man bashing. It's just about the men, because I am completely aware. I know a lot of well-known people in the paranormal field, ufology as well, and they get them all the time. And especially the more well-known you are, you get all these paranormal groupies. And it's just like, if you were a musician or a celebrity and, or say you're a musician and you're doing a show and then you've got all the women, groupies that are willing to go in and, have sex with your whole crew just so that they can get to spend some time with you. They don't care. There are women out there like that they want some attention. They call it clout chasing, whatever you want to call it. But again, it is wrong either way. And again, in this field, we are very trusting of other people that are like-minded in the same field as we are, because we think that, okay, people who have groups and are investigators are professional and, we wouldn't have these people. No, it is not like that. We do not know who these people are. And, look, when we talk about, background checks, we do it when, like you're going to go on a blind date or you meet somebody online or whatever. But who is doing it when you get invited to go in and do an investigation with another team? Now, am I saying like you got to nitpick, like, okay, if a person has ever been to jail or something, you shouldn't investigate, they're a bad person? No, I'm not, because everybody makes mistakes. Like, I don't give a shit about your criminal record unless you killed somebody, raped or, beat the hell out of them or something. Right. Then yeah, those are the red flags, and maybe I don't want to investigate with you. Then that's my choice.
And that's exactly what I said earlier about doing a background check and blah blah blah. I didn't mean it like because you got a speeding ticket. I'm talking about people that have actually been really, really in trouble. And yes, you made a mistake, but there's a price to pay for your mistakes. I hate to say it. I wouldn't investigate if I was going on a 3-day investigation overnight, et cetera, and being on a 24-hour lockdown. I'll tell you right now, if there was somebody, 1 or 2 people that have been in for 20 years on rape or murder charges, I'd be the first to say, I'm out. I'm not going to investigate because I'm sorry. I want to be investigating, and I have to have a clear mind. I don't want to have to worry about myself in the dark area where someone's going to shank me or whatever. That's how I am. That's my choice, and I think there should be background checks. If you're going to do an overnight investigation, 24-hour lockdown, you don't know what people are thinking these days. They're always looking for attention. Who's to say they don't pull something, they don't do something really bad to you just to be in the limelight? Who's to say? So I think you always have to be on protection mode, and that's my true opinion. Back to your photos. I'm a married man for 26 years, happily married, in love with my wife. And I once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week get shots of from girls. And what I do is I tell my wife. So if you send them to me, I'm telling my wife. Secondary is, you know what? Ever since this GA thing I did, they didn't do it. They'd send me pictures. They said, hey, if I send you this, they don't ask these questions. I'm sorry. Can you get me Zach's phone number? Are you fucking serious? I mean, come on. That's what I've gotten a few of those. Hey, I saw you on Ghost Adventures. Yeah, it was great. Great. One time I had fun. But, Zach, can you send him my, oh God, are you freaking serious? And that's when the dad mode kicks in. I'm a dad. What are you doing to yourself, man? That's crazy. And I know you don't like that guy. So don't hang up on me. I apologize.
No, look, as I said, we can agree to disagree. I've never said, hey, since, you were on Ghost Adventurers, if you want to be friends with me, you got to get rid of that guy. Like, how stupid does that sound?
I know. But, your friendship means, look, on an offset, people don't know this. We've connected like brother and sister from day one. There's a serious friendship, family love with you. And you know what? And I am blessed to have you in my life. And that's a different side, but I just want you to know that, I would never jeopardize our friendship ever.
So I appreciate that. But again, I would never, I've had plenty of times where I've had friends. And again, I know a lot of people in the field from being around for so long. And it's like, you see groups, right? You see teams and they're great. And then all of a sudden, they, like the founders or the team, they have a disagreement. And so, they go from, they loved each other for years. And now all of a sudden they're talking shit about each other and trying to, make sure that everybody hates the other person. And I've had to get rid of other people in the past because they've had arguments and they've come at me and said, hey, look, me and so-and-so got into, we're not friends anymore. And I see that you're still friends with that person. You're going to have to either delete them or delete me. Well, right. First of all, if you come to me like that, no matter what, because I don't really care what it's about, I'm going to delete you. Because the fact that you're coming to me trying to make me choose sides is wrong. Now, if I find about the situation and I feel that, the person was wrong on what they did or whatever, I don't like what they did, I may delete them. But am I going to do it just because now you don't like them? No, it doesn't happen. And I would never, I've had all kinds of, again, friends that then have decided that they've hated me. They've done the same thing. The one thing I can say is I have never, ever asked anyone to go and delete somebody who I've got an issue with, because they don't have an issue with that person. Well, until somebody does something to them personally and maybe they delete them, who am I to say, oh, you have to be on one side or the other? No, we're just going to agree to disagree. You like Zach Baggins. I don't. You may support him. I will never watch his shows. But does that mean that you're not a good person because you
Right.
do? I mean, no. And that's idiotic for anybody to turn around and do to somebody.
It
Like,
reminds
are they God or
so,
something? Do they think that they're that important that that you need to choose them if you want to have success? No, screw that. Like,
it's just like it's back in we're right back in elementary high school when two people are going out, they're brothers. I'm sorry, two. You got a boyfriend, girlfriend, they break up. Oh, now, what are you doing talking to her? They just broke up. Well, she's still my friend. No, you
right,
can't talk to her anymore. And that's the shit that we're dealing with now. We're right back. Everybody, we're all in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. Some of you a little bit older, some a little younger. We're out of high school, y'all. That stuff is way back when, and we're no better. Well, I'm better now because I don't get involved with like he said, she said, and I don't get like, oh, you can't talk to this person because they believe in they're Dodger fans. There you go. If you're a Dodger fan, you can't talk to me because I'm a Giants fan. It's the whole thing I
right.
brought up this morning. So it's a bad situation, and it's not getting any better.
Well, and I didn't do this shit in high school. So
I
I'm
didn't either.
sure as hell not doing it at 51 years old. I don't got
Yeah.
time for that. Like, I'm not taking sides. And if that's that big of an issue where you're going to threaten to do, I don't know why people's threats of being deleted are so important to people. Like,
Oh, you didn't know? You stopped breathing. Wait a second. You didn't
oh,
know? No,
well,
you.
shit, I
Yeah.
should really be dead and 6 feet under at this point then.
Christina, yeah, what happens is you stop breathing. You didn't know that? Shit. Come
I'm
on, girl.
superhuman.
Oh, it's a power trip. It's even girls have egos, guys have this whole paranormal thing. There's just too many egos, and that's what's gonna crash this paranormal is the egos. It really that's what's gonna take this shit down.
Well, a lot of people in the chat room, and hey, everybody, I see everybody. Again, there's so many comments that are flying past. I'm trying to stay on top of it. You can hear my computer in the background, ding, 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 every time somebody puts something on. Um,
Yes.
but hello, and thanks for. I'm seeing a lot of same faces that have been following this along the way, and again, thank you to all of you for not only chiming in, but sharing the information, making sure that it gets out, far and wide. Because again, this is, I do believe that this is going to make a difference. Now,
Hmm.
are we going to be able to, expose everybody, and is it going to change anything? Maybe not right now, but little by little, people's personality traits and stuff. And again, when you got these dummies that are sending out naked pics of themselves, eventually it's going to end up leaking, and somebody's going to find out, or they're going to get mad at you, and they're first of all going to call me and say, you know what, yep, it was 2 years ago, but here's the proof. Boom, here you go. I
Yeah, but
don't care if it was 10 years ago. I don't care if it was 2 weeks ago. If you are doing this shit in this field,
yeah.
I'm going to let people know about you. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to delete you. Doesn't mean that they're not going to have anything to do with you or might not investigate with you. But I have a feeling that for a lot of people in this field, it will.
I think you've already made the change. I think it's already started. It started from this point one when this all started, where people they're gonna think twice. They're gonna literally think twice about sending pictures, female and male. This is gonna be something so huge because now they're gonna start thinking, shoot, maybe they are right because if we do get in an argument, you're gonna put my body out there, and this is gonna bite me in the ass because what? I'm married, I got kids, blah blah blah. I think the most dirtiest people, I hate to say this, guys, is us. And I hate to say this again. I think it's the married guys. I hate to say it. Most of them, because they just think they're untouchable and they're not thinking twice. They can lose everything. But it's sad, and it's sad, and it shouldn't be about losing stuff. You should be able to just be smart enough to know if you're married with children, you should be smart. Don't be doing what you know is going to bite you in the ass no matter what. These women and guys don't love you. If they say that they love you, there ain't no love. You can't fall in love with somebody over this. You can like somebody, but if anybody's saying I love you, I'm going to send you a body part. Look at me. You're a
Well,
fool.
even if you're single, I mean, if the guy that you're talking to is sending you unsolicited nude pics of himself, do you think that really you're the only person that he's doing that with?
Exactly, Miss. Good job, Christina. Exactly. You're not. You're not. That's the stupidity because now you got me fired. Because what's gonna happen is like, oh baby, it's just you. Here's a picture of my there it is. And then there's like 20 more women. Don't you think those women are they're gonna shoot they're gonna throw the picture of your penis everywhere? It's an E5 sunk my battleship situation. So it's better just to stop it now before you get caught, or just stop it now because it ain't right.
Exactly. Well, let
Sorry.
me message. Oh no, you're fine. I'm going to.
Hey, Kara, bring my plug out here, honey. I love you. My for my phone because it's about to die off.
All
It's a
right. So I don't want people to think that I am unfair. Okay. Because that I have got a few haters who have messaged me and said, that I'm only giving my opinion and I'm only giving a platform to those who agree with me. Because it just happened to be that all the people who did call in yesterday all had the same opinion. Now, again, I don't know who's going to call, and I opened the lines. In fact, I didn't even do the video stream yesterday so that anybody that wanted to share on either side,
right.
I wanted them to be able to call in. Now, I put the offer out to Neil, and obviously, Neil's not going to come on, which didn't surprise me whatsoever.
Right.
But we are getting. Hold on. All right, so we are getting ready here in just a couple of minutes to move on to the next topic, which is the para-horror shirt debate. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see so much drama over a damn shirt.
Right.
But
That's shirt.
yes, but it is. Now, again, everybody can have their own opinions on this, but to be honest, to me, this is purely personal, and this is just an easy target of something, to attack somebody with. But many people know Stephen. I'm not even going to say his last name because I screw it up every time I try to say it. But he was on my show, has been friends with me. He's the lead investigator for the Haunted Tours television series on Amazon Prime. And I have said, it's actually a very good show.
It
I don't
is.
have a problem. I mean, it is very extreme. It's very controversial, but it's something that is new. And so it is catching like wildfire. It's, not the same old stuff that you usually see. So I brought him in and I give a lot of credit. But he has been, the one that has been very, very vocal when it comes to the whole horror shirt debacle and debate. So he has been very, very upset. Not only by what I've said, but what other people have said. And, it's rant after rant after rant. And I said last night, I'm probably, even though I tried to stay neutral and I understand some of the things that he is saying and what's behind it, but other stuff, it's just,
Ego.
it's like testosterone, ego-filled rants.
Yep.
That are happening on a daily basis is just ridiculous. So I also reached out to Steve. I thought I would be blocked by this morning, to be honest, but I wasn't.
Right.
And so I actually had a conversation with him, and I invited him to come on the show today and be able to give his side. Not only be able to give his side, but also to be able to answer some tough questions, because I have some. Because again, when you start these big drama filled, fights in the paranormal, you're going to have people who support you and you're going to have people who don't.
Right.
And the people who don't support you are just always waiting for the right moment to say, oh, let me knock this guy down a little
Even
bit.
further. Yeah.
And let me tell you what went on. And so, being fair, I said, okay, I'm going to invite Stephen to come on the show, give his side, ask some questions, answer some questions, and then we will move on. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are watching and that are commenting. If I'm going to put the link, so if you guys want to join in afterwards. I don't think that I'm going to let anybody join the stream during the time that he's on, just because I want to be fair and I don't want to put him, I don't want this to be a big war on my show. I
Absolutely
want to
not.
keep it respectful. I want to ask questions. I want, him to be able to put his points out and, have a good old fashioned debate. And again, with the debate, it's not about forcing your opinions on anybody. You have two sides. They have, conflicting, ways of how they see things. And so you put it out there, and then everybody who watches, they make their own decisions on how they feel about it, what they want to believe, what they don't, if they like you, they don't like you. So I'm going to do that. But if you have questions, feel free. You can post them. I will bring them up on the screen, and I will ask them as well. So I do have to kind of, give credit where credit is due. He was at least brave enough to come on this stream, and, knowing what the topic has been about, especially with all the drama behind it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring him into the conversation. Stephen, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me okay?
I can. All right, dude. Well, boy, oh boy, when you want to talk about start, I thought I was the drama starter in the field. I guess you're the male version on a whole nother level, because
well, I wouldn't really say drama. I would say controversy. Like, drama is more or less like, I don't know, high school starting stuff, not really in an opinion. I think drama would be more like, hey, did you know so-and-so sleeping with so-and-so? Hey, did you know this, this, and this? I kind of just stated my opinion on what I believed a word meant and how I feel like it shouldn't be used in. I'm kind of just going to jump right into it because I know that's what people are wanting. And I know a lot of people are wanting me to get riled up over this.
Don't do it.
No.
You're a respectful. I love
it. Okay, I'm not going to get riled up. Okay. I'm assuming that George, a lot of people told me what was being said on the episode, on the first hour.
But the first hour, just so you know, Stephen, and you can go back and watch, the first hour has been about the UK investigator. So these are two completely separate topics that we're discussing right now. So again, and then this is the kind of things that makes me laugh. People will go out and say, oh, this is what's being said, or this is what's being said. No, just watch the show. You see. I mean, again, I told you I was going to be fair. I was going to let you, come on. We were going to be respectful of this. We, George and I have spoken to you, not only have we had conversations online, but we've also had, private conversations. And I can just say with me and George, we both understand the reasoning that you had and the reason you felt the way you did. But it wasn't that. It was how you came across to people and how you were approaching people and how you were dealing with people who did not agree with you is what I think so many people took such great offense to. So
I'll talk about that real quick if you don't mind.
Sure.
People nowadays love to take offense to everything. If it doesn't fit their mold, they get offensive. They don't really sit there, and I'm not offensive on what anybody's saying about me. I see everybody posting the statuses. I see everybody bad-mouthing me. I see what everybody's saying. People are tagging me in it. I see it, but I'm not really reacting to it. If you go to my page, you're seeing me laughing about it. I'm mad about it. Why would I get upset over about something that the worst that people are saying is I'm arrogant? The worst that they're saying is I'm a tool. I work out. What did I really do wrong for people to sit there and attack me and bully me? I didn't bully anybody. The only thing I did state, and I'll address that in front of everybody, is that I said if you support the brand that I'm not even going to mention because everybody already knows what it is, so I'm not even going to give that credibility coming out of my mouth anymore. I'm just going to say the brand. Then I'm not gonna be involved with you. There's absolutely no reason for me to be involved with you, and that's how strong I stand by that. Did I say that if what's his name, the owner of the brand, just got in my face, that I would swing on him? Absolutely. I'm not going to deny that. That's not a threat. That's not bullying. If somebody got in anybody's face, they're going to take that as a threat. Not once did I threaten to say, I'm going to go to this person's house. I'm flying to wherever he is. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Nope.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna interject right there because that's not 100% the truth, Stephen, and we both know that.
Okay.
First of all, you did make a public comment. I don't know if it's still up there or not, but it was screenshotted by somebody. And you
Everybody screenshots everything.
That when you saw Scott, that you were going to walk up and knock his teeth out and knock him out. And at that point, I literally stopped commenting online and I called you personally and said, look, dude, you can't be saying shit like that, because if you were to do that, like, you want to talk about career suicide, that's the best way to do it. You did. Now, I mean, I think that a lot of times you did.
In the comment, I said that.
Pardon me?
In the comment, I said that. I'm not denying that I didn't say that.
And you had told me that if you saw him, you would walk right up to him and knock him out. And I'm like, no, you can't. You cannot do that. If he doesn't come up and, try to do something to you, you can't do that. That's assault. And then you had said, yeah, that's true. Well, if he did something or he tried to do something, then I would do something. And I said, yeah, I mean, if he came up, but first of all, I know Scott, and he's not a confrontational type of guy like that. So that would never even happen. But, you did say that. So I don't want people to, be thinking like, oh, people are putting words in your mouth, because that's exactly how you felt. Now, was it the right thing to say, or were you just, responding out of, an emotional reaction at the time? More than likely. But you did say that. And
okay, so I said it. So what's the...
Okay. And the second thing is, when you talk about the Parahor brand and everything, what started to upset people was that you were taking a stand, and I understood about the background with your grandmother and everything. And again, I myself, as well as many other people who ended up getting into the conversation later in time or getting really upset, are either molestation or rape victims, rape survivors themselves. And you kept putting out there that I'm standing up and I'm representing, standing up for the women, and, so that they're not disrespected, and that, they're not called a whore because it's such a horrible, meaning behind it and everything. But in the same breath, anybody who did not agree with you, you then said, oh, well, if you're going to rep this brand or you're going to wear this shirt, then I'm going to call you out and treat you as the whore that you are.
When did I say that? I didn't say that. I said, if I ever see you, I know what I said on that one, because I said this 2 years ago when I got into it with Scott. I said, if I see you wearing the shirt, don't be surprised or hate me when I walk up to you and call you a whore because you have whore written on your shirt. That's what I said. I didn't say I'm going to treat you like the whore you are, because half the people in this field I wouldn't even touch. So let alone treat them like a whore. I said, if you wear the shirt, you rep the shirt, and I happen to walk up to you and call you a whore because you have it on your shirt, don't get mad at me.
But why would you say? But why would you? I'm just asking real quick. Why would you want to go up to anybody and just say that to them? Why don't you just let them wear the? No, but
why do they have to wear the shirt?
But wait, let me just say something. I'm just being respectful. It's, why would you feel that you have to go up to them and say, look, you're a whore? Why can't you just let them wear what they need to wear? Hold on. Let them wear.
Why does the word, if anybody in this field to this day can tell me why that word needs to be in the paranormal field whatsoever, I will wear that shirt and rep it till the day I die. But there is no need for it. Teachers don't walk around saying teacher whore. Doctors don't say doctor whore. Babysitters don't say babysitter whore. I don't walk around saying fit whore. Why is that? Now, why is it that respectable fields don't walk around with the title whore on their shirt? Let's all think about that. Can we think about that?
Stephen, why? There are plenty. Again, and the Paranormal didn't even start out to have anything to do with the paranormal. It was started because of the Paramore music group. And there was such super fans that they are the ones that started this, which was for, the Parahor instead of Paramore, because of all these women that were so, obsessed by the band. But there's also the art whores, the label whores, the alpha whore. There is this
I've never
It's
seen them. I
word
don't think
being
anyone else
used
has ever seen them.
all across the board, but you are focusing about it in just the paranormal. I mean,
Maybe because
again,
that's all I've seen it in. I've never seen it anywhere else. And since I've addressed it, nobody, even in 2 years, now I'm sure people are going to be like, oh my God, I got to find it. Let me find it. Let me go search and Google it. I'm going to show them now. But
well,
the
it
thing
took
is,
you 2 minutes to Google it yourself. You were trying to say that, nobody else uses that word, and it's everywhere. And
and
it's
it's
not that
degrading
the
everywhere.
art whore or the label whore means, oh, I'm a prostitute because I like labels or I like art. No, it has been with the Urban Dictionary and Ebonics and everything else. It has taken on a new meaning, which means somebody who's obsessed with whatever it is that it is applied to.
Is that what it means? So we're talking street slang now, Ebonics. So the whole generation. Hold on. So the Webster Dictionary does not apply anymore. The whole American.
I'm not saying that, but it is. I'm not saying that is what it is. But what I'm saying is that it's just like, okay, here further. Women all back in the day, women would be very, very offended, right, if they were called a bitch. All right. And now women, what do? Women call each other when they see their friend. They're like, oh, babe, what's up, bitch? I mean, and again, some people say, oh, well, that's very degrading to women. Other people are like, get over it. This is what we say. I've always been against the N-word, but there are, and it had such a bad, rap of what it meant. But now, everybody says it to each other as like an endearing thing. But if somebody else from another race says it, it's horrible. I mean, again, this is not that it's right or it's wrong, but what it is different people have put different meanings to things. And I think that this is getting so blown out of proportion because a lot of people do not see that wearing these shirts or anything like that means that they are a prostitute in the paranormal field or consider themselves as a whore. And again, being a rape survivor myself, that's the big difference. I'm not a victim. And so I don't need anybody to stand up for me and say, oh, women don't want to be, referred to that. I think that women and men refer to themselves in the derogatory all the time. And, but that's life. And I can't change anybody. So again, if I said this on the show the other night, if you don't like it or you don't like what, it offends you, you don't support it. You don't go and buy the brand. You don't do any of these things. But going on rants and then telling women that, oh, if you support this and I see that you've got that, this shirt on, I'm going to not only delete you and block you, but then I'm going to, I'm going to call you a whore myself. Like, it's so contradictory, Stephen. And the thing is like, because you can't have a big problem, such a huge problem, because of what it stands for. And then when people don't agree with you, you call them that same word. If it's not
I said I would, but I never did. I said I would, I never did. One, I said if I see them, chances are I'll never see them because I don't plan on, I've never really been a part of the paranormal community for reasonings like this. What I do is, sorry, I got people messaging me. One, I've never called anybody in this field a whore. Two, I was looking at the messages I'm getting with the attacks that I'm still getting, and I do want to address something. I'm going to change the subject. We can go back to this. We have plenty of time. For everybody that wants to sit there and personally attack me right now, I've never personally attacked anybody. I don't know half the people that are messaging me. I don't know half the people that are commenting. And what I do want to state is, you know who I am. I don't know who you are, but you don't know anything. You know what I stated in a couple sentences about me saying that I'm going to call you a whore if I see you. Chances are I ain't never going to see you. Because one, I don't plan on going to any paranormal conventions, especially ran by that group. I don't plan on doing any of these things. And yes, I'm a paranormal investigator on the show, on this, I do that, but I don't have to be a part of the community and represent the community as a whole.
But who do you think are the people who are watching your show and supporting it? It's people in the paranormal community.
No, they're not. Oh my God, no, they're not. We have over 2.5 million people that have watched it. You think everybody that only watches paranormal shows are paranormal community people? Absolutely.
Know, but it's a big portion of the fan base. And again, you can have this, but to continue, promoting your show and things like that. Where do you do it? At paranormal events and things that have to do with these things. And if you go around and you're telling people, oh, I'm not part of this, community, I'm not this, and you're just lumping anybody and everybody who doesn't agree with you as, the black eyes of the paranormal, I mean, believe me, eventually it down the line, it could hurt you. And I know that you have this cocky attitude that, oh, you just don't give a fuck. But believe me, you've worked too hard. And I said this on my show, even when people didn't agree with me, I think that what you're doing is a brilliant idea. I think that what you do is something that is very much needed. But you also, in this field, there's one thing about being confident, and then there's another thing trying to make it seem as if you are, equal to God, and, you don't need anybody, and they don't need, you don't give a shit about this community and stuff like that. I
personally don't. 2 years ago, let me explain a story for everybody. 2 years ago, there was an event that I was going to do. I can't remember, honest to God. I'd say the team's name. I don't know the team's name. I don't remember the event of the name. I don't remember anything. We were going to go to the Fayetteville Hospital in Tennessee. A lot of paranormal people know about it, I'm sure. If not, I'm sorry. About 2 years ago, something got brought up. Me and the person that owns this brand, we got into it then too, right? Apparently he works for, again, I'm not going to even mention the network's name. He contacted the group that I was doing the event with. They became so terrified that this guy said, if you work with him, I'm going to shut down your event. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to allow you to have it. I'm going to find out who's funding it and shut it down. They kicked me out of the investigation, right? All right, no problem. Then he continued bad-mouthing me and I told George this. It's in the messages. You remember me messaging you that earlier, George?
No, absolutely. Look, just so you know, I'm in your corner on a lot of subjects. My situation, what's going on, and please understand, I know you're probably going to delete me. I'll probably never get to speak to you again. I respect you in the paranormal world. I think you kick ass in the paranormal world. I think what's going on, and don't take this wrong, you're just going about it the wrong way. And it sounds like you have a little bit of an ego and a little bit of a rebel bulliness to you. It's not a bad thing. And I'm sorry for the people that have actually pissed you off or hurt you, but you're really great in the field. And I'm being honest with you. The problem I have is the fact that you don't realize how much of a following you really have. I don't think you really understand, because the stuff that you say you're going to do, these guys are going to do. So what's going to happen is they're going to listen to this guy that's a total stud.
Say that again.
No,
I lost you.
Oh, no worries. What I'm saying is,
I'm going to do.
No, what I was saying is, I don't think you realize how much of a following you really have. You have people out there that are actually beneath you, let's say, up here in the head. And let's just say they pull the stuff like, oh, you're a whore, and they get in a big fight. You got followers that are going to look at you as this icon, this awesome guy in the field. You have to remember that, you know what? You have to lead by example. And that's the issue. And if you come across with an ego and all this sort of stuff, I mean, you don't need to. Just be you, because you're really good at what you do.
Shouldn't the brand then itself think about that same thing? What about the kids that are in this field, and the kids that want to be a paranormal investigators and walk around and then see this stuff posted?
I agree with you. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not yelling at you. I agree with that's what I'm saying.
That's the issue. But a lot of these other people that wear, I'm gonna be proud. I'm gonna wear this. Check out this. Look what it says. Hey kids, check this out. Check this out.
Stephen, I mean, again, everybody has their own personal viewpoint on this, and you going off is not going to change that. In fact, I must have saw so many people yesterday in the chat room of yesterday that a lot of them didn't even know Scott, but they were so taken back by all the stuff that they've seen you post about it that they wanted to go and buy the shirt and put it on and take pictures just to throw it at your face. And again, what is that going to do? Other than Scott money, this is not, we all have our own personal opinions. Okay. Some people, myself, George's wife, we said, you know what? Do we like the word? No. wearing the shirt? No. But are we offended if somebody else, wants to wear it? Absolutely not. Like what other people think or of themselves or the brand or what they think it means or what they attach to the meaning to it is none of my business. I am not anybody's, parent to tell them what they can and cannot do. That was just like somebody came on the stream the other day and said, oh, we shouldn't even be talking about these topics because what about if a 13 or a 14-year-old child watches? Well, you know what? You'd be shocked at what the kind of stuff goes, on. And the 13 and 14-year-old, a lot of them would wear it just to be rebels, just like everybody else, and not put or associate it with whore. And again, I understand and I respect what's behind it and the reasoning. I do. But again, the ego that you have and it's almost like you've been bullied for so long that you become so confident that when you respond, you turn into that bully. And that's what people are getting from you. And I keep trying to defend you because I'm like, look, I've talked to the guy offline. Like the guy's a nice guy. He's very strong, opinionated person, just like I am. But who the hell would I think I was if I said like today, oh, I don't agree with Eric. So with Stephen. So I think that all of the people who follow me should go and trash him online and they should call him all these names and they should do and if you're going to support him, you've got to delete me or I'm deleting you if I see you're on his page. No, that is ridiculous. That's some high school bullshit. And that's what this field does not need. You can be confident, you can be successful. And the best way to show that is just to go and do what you're doing, dude. It's not about putting everybody else down and making this so personal that you are making enemies out of people that never would have been your enemy. They would have always thought like, yeah, the guy's opinionated and cocky, but he, seems to be an okay guy.
He
but
gets
when
the job
you start
done.
attacking back, it changes everything.
I guess real quick, and then I'll shut my mouth. My thing is with Stephen is the fact that you grew so fast and you are so good at what you do. I guess I don't want to see this negativity or this ego, let's say, if I may. I don't want to see you fail. I'm in your corner. I am like, we're all balanced together. We all do paranormal investigations. We all do the same thing. Nobody's better than anybody. We all carry the same type of equipment. I've been doing it for numerous years, as well as you and Christina. My thing is, I don't want to see you fail because you're not thinking before you talk. You're talking before you think. And that's my thing. I think you're amazing at what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, but just be careful what you say. I don't want to see you fail. These people are going to turn on you, and that's what's going to happen. And then you're going to fail. And I'm here to support you. And hopefully you take it that I'm supporting you as a friend, brother, paranormal investigator. I don't want to see you fail. And you're really good at what you freaking do, bro. You really are. And, keep the attitude. If that's what they're saying, keep it in the gym. I don't use mine in the gym. Just keep it. And then you bust out with no shirt, man. I love that about you. I mean, that's the type of guy I love because that's a confident man. And I just don't want you to feel that I'm jumping down your throat because I'm not. I am in love with the person. I love the person who you are. That's what we need in the field. And you're
Nope,
really.
you already said you're in love.
Okay,
Too
I'm
late.
in love.
Can't take it back.
Okay, I won't. I'm in love with your attitude. There's nothing wrong with it. You just got to slow it down a little bit. Tone it down. Don't go 100 miles an hour. Go down to 20 miles an hour. If someone's wearing a parachute, say, you know what? That's a dumb shirt. It's like what happened back in L.A. when a guy got beat up and now he's paralyzed. He wore the San Francisco Giants shirt at a Dodger game. He got his ass kicked because the guys didn't like the shirt that he had on. So we have to remember here, sir, it's just a shirt. If you were like a Florida Marlins fan, I wouldn't hate you. I'd just say that's cool. That's still Steven. He's a good-looking guy. He looks good in the shirt. Who cares what you wear? You're still that guy. So I'm trying to prop you up. I'm not stroking you, but I just want you to know not everybody's against you. I'm not against you. I'm actually supporting you.
Well, and the thing is I'm looking at the comments now. You promoted this on your page, right? I mean,
no comments. I agreed to that with you on the show. I don't want to read the comments. Remember, we agreed to that. No comments.
No, we didn't agree to that. I said that we would take questions and that I wouldn't put you on blast like that. But if people want, and it's not even questions. What I'm saying is that you promoted this. You put out there yourself that 170 messages from women thanking you for everything that you've done and representing it. 15 videos of women sobbing because they were so happy that you did all this. Now you promoted this live stream, and it was going to be the last time you were going to talk about it on your page. And I said, I invite these people, and they can even join in the live stream. And I'm not seeing one. The only person that I'm seeing in the comments at this point that is supporting you is your producer, Jake. And I get that because that's your producer. But
you know why they're not?
Look, this isn't an attack. I want you to realize like how big of an issue that this personal issue is creating, and it's unnecessary, Stephen, because again, if anybody took the time to really like talk to you and get to know you, they would know that you are a really nice guy. But again, you come off so aggressive, I don't care, fuck all of you, I'm the best out there, there's nobody better than me. And I get about being your own best fan, because again, I say that kind of stuff all the time, but there's a side to it of being, confident and all that. And again, when people don't agree with you, attacking them for a different point of view. And I don't want you again to root, because when networks look at stuff like this, they look at how you conduct yourself with the public and your so-called fans. And every person that's in a public view like that is going to have people who love them and then people are going to hate them. But you have to be able to be, especially for a big brand or a big network to want to have you and sign you with that kind of money, they want some assurances that you are not going to be a publicity nightmare to them, and you're going to be threatening people, or you might, like, somebody might come up and say, you know what, you're a fucking douchebag and you're this or that, and then all of a sudden you just fucking can't take it and you just punch them in the face. And you've made it very clear that, like, oh yeah, I said it, I'll do it. And like, they don't want people that are that unpredictable. So I just hope that you will later look at, I know I'm seeing, a lot of the comments are very harsh and very aggressive. But again, a lot of it is in response to the things that people are seeing on your pages and what you're saying.
Positive stuff? Have they seen? This is what's funny. I'll make one video about it, and the thing is we're gonna go back. I listened to you guys talk. I get it. I was quiet. I respected it. I listened to you. I listened to George. The one thing I'll agree on is I was aggressive in the video. I'll agree to that. What I will also agree on is the messages that I did get, the 170 something and the 15, a lot of them messaged me and asked me to not share such things. The ones that I did share, that I screenshotted, gave me permission, and I even said this person gave me permission. They're not going to tune in and sit there and talk about what they did. I'm going to respect that, and I'm not going to address their names on the show because of that reasoning. Now, just like anything else in the world, I could post 10 million inspired to be inspired posts. I can fly out to Texas right now and stand on stage and encourage a whole entire high school ready to graduate, which I've done before. I can go to a prison and do the same thing. That's not gonna, who's gonna bat an eye? 10 people are gonna be like, man, congratulations, you did great. Second you say something remotely aggressive, remotely negative, everybody in the world wants to tear it up. So I get it. More of the hate's gonna be in there. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go back to the story that I said 2 years ago with what happened, when I got kicked out of the paranormal field, everybody blackballed me, blah, blah, blah. It turned into a huge thing. I had to get restraining orders on people because I was being attacked for nothing. So I do have restraining orders on people for such things. I've been threatened with, in this field with I'm going to shoot you in the face when I see you. I'm going to do all this thing. Okay, cool. So I quit the paranormal field for a year, right? I was like, you know what? Is this even worth it anymore? And I came back, and I've told this story. Actually, I've never told it from the beginning, how it all happened with the situation of the owner of this thing. And I'm sure he's tuned in right now watching. So the thing is, you know, when I seen his name pop up in a thing that I was tagged in again, it brought it back again. And you two have your opinion on it. Everybody commenting right now has their opinion on it. And I'm not personally bashing you, Christina. I've never done that. George, I never bashed you personally. I've never bashed anybody that I'm seeing. Not once have I personally done that. Like, that's happening to me right now. And I see everything, so I know what's going on. I'm not an idiot. I read it. I see it. People are showing me. That's personally at me. I personally am attacking the name. Yes, I said what I said about the owner. Great. We can all agree to that. Yes. That's what we're agreeing on. I did do that, correct? I'm admitting that. I am not admitting that. I am also attacking the name, what that name stands for. I am not attacking any individual in this field about that except for one person, and that was In and Out. Mainly, I was attacking the name. But I'm admitting that I did that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm admitting that. So for everybody out there to attack me as if they know me based off of video, that's bullying.
And it sucks. That's bullshit. I hate it. I hate hearing that.
That's bullying. I'm not doing that. I'm attacking the name. So everybody out there that's watching that's probably doing that now, I hope that kind of registers with you, because
you're right.
I'm not doing that. Never once have I done that. Even in the comments, I even said, guys, I'm attacking the name. Everybody that's attacked me in the comments, I was still cool about it. And I said, you know what? You can attack me all you want. I got 2.5 million viewers who have watched the show. I've been on 2 magazine covers. I got a runway model shoot that I'm doing in Miami. I'm doing a lot of things. I got an award show I'm going to in September with big actors and directors from LA that I can't even mention, but it's a red carpet award show. Like, I'm giving out what I've done, and yet everybody still's bash, and then I'm not even bashing. I'm like, yo, you got nothing on me. Nothing to personally attack me with. Call me arrogant, call me cocky, call me egotistical, call me a tool, call me all those things. Okay. Is that it? That's all you got?
Right.
Because there's a fine line between cocky and confident.
Where do you think people's opinions like this are coming from? I mean, obviously,
I feel like that I make on social media. There's a fine line between cocky and confident. I've stated this before. 2 people can be coloring for the very first time, right? The first person colors in between the lines flawlessly. I'm the greatest artist in the world. You can't outdo me. Look at this. I just did this. You can't beat me. That's cocky. The second person colors outside of the line, scrabbles everywhere. It's like, oh my God, look how great this artwork is. People attacking them, not realizing that some of the greatest artwork and all of the greatest artwork is sold and hanging on walls because of those who colored outside of the lines.
Very
There's a
good.
fine line between cocky and confident. If you can't see that within me or how I'm approaching things, that ain't my problem. It seriously is not my problem, and I will not sit there and I will not validate or apologize for the fact that that fine line is misjudged by how you perceive yourself. I will not apologize for that, because you don't see confidence within you. You're going to see cocky in me. I'm okay with that. Do I come off cocky and arrogant at times? Yes, and you can tell that I'm doing that in my updates because I write LOL, and you can tell that I'm saying, oh, arrogance never looked this good before. I'm doing it for a purpose, because people say that I am that. I'm going to be exactly what you say I am. If that's what it is, arrogant, cocky, that's not bad to me. Throw it out there. I know what I am. Cocky is not one of them, but I can be at any given moment. And like I said, there's a fine line between it, and that's a prime example of it. And I will not apologize for the fact that people are insecure, so they have to see cocky in me because they're not confident enough within them. Will never happen. So with that being said, I will publicly apologize sincerely for the way I addressed the situation. I won't apologize for how I feel about the brand ever. That will never happen. That hands down, that will never happen in my entire life. But I will apologize publicly for the video that I said with the fuck this, fuck that, whatever it is that I said in it. I'll apologize for that, and I will apologize for what I stated in the comment that I stated that I'll walk up and knock his teeth down his throat. I will sincerely apologize for those 2 things, but I will not apologize for my opinion with how I feel about the brand. And I don't expect anybody else to apologize for how they feel about it. That's an opinion. Nobody should apologize for an opinion.
I agree. You know what? What you just did, you've earned like 1,000,000 points respect from me, sir. Well, that took a lot. And I know that with these people bashing on you, I would probably be acting just like you. I'd be pissed off because it's not fair. They don't know you. They're just bashing you for no reason whatsoever. And that's what you just did by apologizing. Man, I give you the highest respect I can give you. And I never met you. I hope to meet you one day. I think you're a sensational man. But I just want you to know what you just did. You know what? You've earned my respect. And thank you.
Thank you.
I just hope that from here forward, that maybe, again, there's nothing wrong with being confident and, even cocky or even having an ego. I mean, again, when you go from being bullied and, you are kind of like smash into the ashes and you come up like the phoenix and are able to succeed, that's a lot, to pat yourself on the back for. But again, it's like you don't need to put others down to make yourself look, better or superior. And I think that if you just, thought about maybe what you're saying or what you're going to say or how it's going to come across, it's a lot of times it's like text messages, right? You'll send a text message out and it means, you want it to say one thing. And like maybe the person on the other end is in a bad mood. And when they read it, it takes on a whole different meaning, right? And then from that point, then that person says, "Oh my God, look what this asshole just said to me." And he thinks he's so bad. And then that person's like, "Oh, what a jerk, Okay. So, and that's how this field is as well, or just social media in general. And I mean, I'm guilty of it. I mean, for years, I have no filter. So whenever something happens, I just say whatever's on my mind. And again, I have had to deal with the consequences on it many times. I've been blacklisted from the field as well. I'm still here. People still, work with me. And you know what? I just had to learn too, that if I'm going to be in the public eye, there's a certain responsibility that I have as well. I'm not going to put information out that I know is not true. I'm not going to share information that's not true. I don't need to always take a stand on certain debates. I can listen to both sides, and sometimes we just have to agree to disagree. But even now, like when I'm really mad and I go to put something out, I'll like type it up and I'll walk away. And then I'll come back, 20 minutes later and I'll reread it and see if that's like really how I feel, or because I'm very reactive. And I see that from you as well. And a lot of people who were bullied, we have that common trait that when you hit a nerve or, you almost like you're going to put us down or discredit us, we have that, fight mentality to fight back and stand up for ourselves. But again, when you are building your own brand and you're wanting to be marketable and, profitable and, successful in what you're doing, you can be an overnight success. Look, we look at Ryan Buell.
Exactly.
He was a huge success and he made all kinds of money. And the first time that he screwed up and then he started passing the buck and the blame and all this kind of stuff and, didn't change anything, he was done. He was done. And I mean, his show was done. Nobody wanted to pick him up on another show because of what was going on. I mean, it affects a lot of things. So I just, I want people to be able to succeed in what they're doing. But again, instead of going at people or, competing or, putting other people down, because it does come off as, like you are becoming a bully yourself. And I've heard this over and over and over in comments and messages to me is, what a hypocritical, bully he's becoming, and he's just got this whole I don't give a fuck attitude turns a lot of people off. So I just hope that, like, again, maybe all of this happening, just gives you a different perspective on, how to address things instead of being so reactive and having it turn into like a volcanic eruption like it has.
Good PR, right?
Absolutely. And you know what, if you want to be in television and you want to be in the public eye, that's something that you have to take into consideration. If you want to go get a YouTube channel and you want to, just do whatever and say whatever you want, or be like me, you don't have anybody it's going to mess up at what you're saying or doing, because the only person that you have to report to is yourself, then that's one thing. But again, you're not. You are in the public eye. You've got a TV show. You've got TV networks that are looking at you because they feel that you've got something. And so, yes, PR is huge.
We have 2 that offered us deals that we turned down. Just want everybody to know, thinking that, because I know what a lot of the messengers are saying, and this isn't me stroking my own ego or patting myself on the back. It's laying out facts for people that have said, I've seen some of the comments that I'm not Hollywood, I'm not Amazon. I just want to throw it out there that a lot of big name movies have actually offered me deals. We have had 2 major networks approach us wanting us deals, but we turned them down. And there's reasons behind that. I even turned the movie deal down. I turned it down on purpose. So just for everybody out there that has been saying, that whatever it is they're saying, I'm not going to address it. I don't think it's relevant to they got it on social media. They don't need it now. That, there's more to me than what meets the eye. And the fact that people are very quick to judge off a sentence or 2, it is what it is. Can we, all right, so let's touch base on this nude photo that's going around of me. This is something I'd love to address.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
let's
I'm going to start this because, again, when you have big fallouts like this with people will look for any opportunity to decide this is the time that it's time to put this person in their place and knock them down a notch. Okay, because on one hand, you were very vocal about, respecting the women and, what the whore stood for and all of these different things, which people didn't always agree with. But then on the other hand, I had also been reporting about the UK investigator, and not just him, but just investigators, period, in this field who are sending,
people in general, without even being in the field.
But it happens everywhere, but I was focusing on this field itself because, again, there's a lot of women in this field who just because a male counterpart or whatever is an investigator or is well known in the field or whatever, it makes them feel comfortable and they feel like, hey, everything is all good. And then the next thing they know, they're getting an unsolicited dick pic. And when we, not only did I bring it up and many people shared it and you were supporting, that, yeah, this was wrong what this guy was doing and all of the stuff. And then when all of the shit hit the fan, yesterday and today, then I get messages from 2 women that say, oh, he absolutely is a hypocrite because Stephen has sent unsolicited dick pics to me. And the other one said me too. Now, again, I am somebody that I know people will come out and make shit up out of left field when they don't like you. So I never go by rumors. Okay, so that's the reason, unfortunately, I've seen so many damn dick pics in the last weekend. It's because I had said, if you've had this happen, whether you're a man or a woman, if you have received an unsolicited, nude pic from another investigator in this field, send it to me. But I made it clear that people have to send me not only the pic, but the conversations, because I want to be able to see when I'm reading the conversation, was there any kind of sexual innuendo or chat that was going on prior to these pictures where, it wouldn't have come as a surprise. Now, I'm waiting for the other conversation, but the one conversation that I did get, I did read it all, and, it was very casual conversation. And then, boom, I see the full frontal nude of you, right? And just FYI, like, I don't mean to knock you down and or be mean, so I hope you don't bother me after this. But stop telling everybody you have a dick down to your knees, okay?
Wow.
I could post. They could post the picture because it's halfway down the fucking knees.
But halfway is not down to your knees, Stephen. That's what I'm saying. We have to, if we're gonna put stuff out, then be accurate, because that was one of the first things somebody pointed out to me. Right after you did your video. So I mean, am I saying that it's a Vienna sausage? Absolutely not. Am I saying that it's average? No, I'm not saying any of that. But it was a down to your kneecap like a porn star? Absolutely not either. So you're giving yourself a little extra credit maybe. But, either way, here was this full frontal. And look, I can say this too. Like, if you're going to put stuff out there like this, especially if you're in the public eye, like, you may not be embarrassed of your body. You may say, look, I've got this huge dick and I'll share it with everybody and I don't care and it's no big deal. But again, if you're in the public eye and you're repping a brand, it's probably not a good idea, because there's always going to be that one person that you thought like, oh, like you told me, oh, well, they didn't complain about it then, and now it's a year and a half later. Well, now all this big controversy is coming up about it, and now that's, for certain people, that's going to be the time, and this is going to be the platform, and that as well can ruin you in your brand, because a network's going to say, oh, so he's talking to women. And again, they could share the screenshots just like they did with me to any network producer or anything like that. And the same thing, this, and I can only speak on the one that I actually saw the conversation of, but there was no talk in that chat.
Do you remember
prior to that picture?
Do you remember what I sent you? Do you remember what I sent you when we talked earlier? How easy it is to erase your own message. I sent that to you. I said, "You see what this says?" And then I said, "Now watch this disappear." And I erased that message and I sent it to you. All they had to do was erase what they said to me and erase the picture they said to me. If I find out who it is, which I could easily do, I can go and check my messenger and pull up the old messages and really show you what they did send me. Because I am not the kind of guy to just sit there and send a picture of my body, especially my dick, to anybody unless they were sitting there and we were talking about something or they sent me something. Anybody that knows anything about Messenger, I could do it right now and prove to everybody. You could sit there and I could go on right now, message this person that just messaged me, and I could say, "Hey, what are you doing?" Screenshot it, send it to them, erase, "Hey, what are you doing?" Screenshot it, send it to them, and that message is gone. That's all they had to do. This isn't rocket science. This isn't brain surgery. We're not trying to, that to me, that makes no sense. So, and the fact that somebody keeps a picture a year and a half and they didn't even, and they didn't bring it up then.
You know about women, we keep things forever.
Ever. So it must have satisfied them then, whoever it was, and all.
It's not even about that, Stephen. It's not about that. I mean, I'm telling you that, and the fact that you're pointing out that people can, edit the messages and stuff like that would be even more of a warning and a reason why people should not be sending dick pics of themselves or naked pictures of themselves.
How do we know? I guarantee you it wasn't a random person. I guarantee you I have not done that. People don't have to believe me.
Okay, unless you know this person personally and you are dating this person or whatever, it's a random person from the internet.
At one time, maybe we were talking. I don't know who it was, but I know the person that decided to open up their mouth on Facebook, whatever her name was. I'm not even, actually, I know what it is, but I'm not going to give her that credibility. Starts with a K.
It's not Kristen, if that's who you're talking about.
No. I know that. Please let me talk. I've been giving everybody that respect. Now, whenever she's the one that's sitting there saying, "You had a girlfriend at the time, you had this and this." Really? Because I don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. So how do you know who I had or what I did? You don't know anything about me. So don't sit there and act like I had a girlfriend when you don't know. Don't sit there and act like
people know each other in this field, and when they share information,
I never dated anybody in this field. I never dated anybody in this field. So how do people know my life? And so no, they don't. People love to sit there and gossip and start drama. Now, when I sent this picture, I have a feeling who it is to, who I did send it to, because I know what I look like then, and I know I haven't sent many naked photos to people. So I have an idea of who got a hold of it, and I also have an idea of what the conversation was. So that person knows they deleted the messages. I'm not an idiot. And the thing is if they want to post it, post it. It was a year and a half ago. What am I going to do? Am I going to go crazy? Post it. Maybe my dick isn't down to my knees, but I wasn't hard in it either, but it is halfway down.
Stop.
The producers told me not to mention that. But since you did, I will. I never had any complaints, and apparently they didn't have any complaints when they got the picture. So must be doing something right with that. So if you want to post it, by all means, it may be on TMZ in a week, and my ratings go up, and so does Haunted Tour. So post it. Maybe you'll get me some gigs in Playgirl. Maybe you'll get me some gigs in another magazine. I don't know. But I have never once acted like the guy in the UK. I have never sat there, and I have never.
Up the hill, Stephen, and now you're on a quick decline like a roller coaster.
I'm going by what the threats were. They said they're going to do it, right? That's what you told me. You said that they said they were going to do it, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
did
I'm
say
not
that.
going to put it. I'm not going to put it out there. That's not my place
I know that.
to put it
I
out there.
didn't.
I'm not
I
going to
didn't
give
say
anybody
anything.
any additional, promotion, because then it just seems like it's a freaking publicity stunt to get, positive
Exactly.
or negative
I didn't
attention.
say you did. You told me that they said they were going to.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so all I'm doing is saying, do it. I'm not arguing with it. I'm not going up or down. Do it. You said they said they were going to do it. By all means, I'm giving you permission. Post it. What am I
Well,
going to do?
you
What can I
did
do if
tell me.
you post it or don't post it, guys? I'm still going to keep doing season 2. I'm still going to go do everything that I have plans on doing, guys. The thing is post it. You'll get reported. You'll be blocked from Facebook over and over again. Like, guys,
But
like,
so why are you seeing the bad in the fact that they're going to send it or they've outed it? You say you don't care, but then it'll be reported or you do when
I'm
you're
not
the
going to
one that
report
put
it.
it out there. Like, don't you
I'm
think
not
that
going
the
to
woman, like,
report
if she was offended and now, or she's offended now, or whatever, that now that this is a big issue, um, why don't you see the wrong in what you're doing? You're making it seem as like, oh, it's no problem. They want to see my dick. Like,
I never
I'll
said that.
post it
You're putting
myself.
words in my
It's no
mouth.
big deal. Like, that's the reason I brought up the topic in the first place, was because, again, this is not a freaking dating site. This isn't for your sexting friend. This is for fucking the field, for research and stuff, not to send dick pics to
Again,
everybody. I mean,
again,
shit, do that in your own time.
you're making
And
it act like
remember, Stephen,
I'm
you
sending my
told
dick
me,
pics to everybody. You're believing somebody that I sent a pic to over a year and a half ago, when in reality you didn't see the message because you can easily delete them. I'm gonna find out who did that. I'm gonna find the messages in my messenger and I'm gonna send them to you. Then you're gonna see the actual conversation, because I
well, I'm sure
guarantee
you could look
you,
it up. I'm sure
anybody
you
that
could look
knows
it up.
me,
Because
anybody that knows me.
I'm sure that's not your just regular pick that you send to anybody. You told me that I was lying, that they were lying, that there was no
No, I
such
didn't.
thing, that you had not sent it. And I was like, and you said, oh, if they really have that, then post it. And I'm like, why would I lie to you? I have no reason. I'm telling you, if I say it, I got something to back it up. And I sent you the picture of yourself. And the thing is, I mean, if you were going to do it, be a little bit smarter, especially since you're becoming a well-known name, and don't like put your whole body in your face and your Ouija board tattoo on your chest, so that there's no way you could ever deny that. I mean, that's you, 100%. More than I wanted to see, but I mean, that's 100% you, and there's no denying it. But again, when we are going through times like this, just like you feel like the Parahor brand, makes people look bad, doing these kinds of things, sending these kinds of things, where now rather the women, were complaining before or not, because this woman actually did complain. And I saw it in the message. And actually, I saw another message where somebody even tried to approach you about it. And you said, oh, I don't even give a fuck. I've already deleted it anyway. And I already broke up with my girlfriend at that point.
I feel like you're trying to rile me up in this one. I would love to see that, because that is not my character. Please
I will
send
100%. I will 100%. Now, again, do I know that if these have been altered or not? Absolutely not. I see that it came from your Facebook page. I see that the picture is you. So yeah, again, I'm not a forensic scientist to know that if somebody has photoshopped something, but I know that that's what has been sent to me. That's what I can see. I have no problem sharing it with you. I'll share it with you, and you can do it. And shit, I mean, obviously you're saying that you haven't sent a whole lot of dick pics out at that time a year ago. So I'm sure you could probably screen through. You would know. I mean, believe me, if I sent a naked pic out to only a couple people, I would, with no problem, being able to recall who they were and be able to look them up on Messenger and forward the message and say, hey, this is what really happened. But
did I not say I know who it is? I did. I didn't say I sent that many. I said I have a pretty good idea who it is, because I know when I sent it. That's what I said. I did not say I don't know who it is. I just checked your and I's messages and I scrolled up. I never once said you were lying. I just looked and screenshotted it. Never once did I say you were lying. I said, show me the pic. Me asking to see the pic is not calling you a liar. It's asking, show me the pic. I wanted to see the pic because I wanted to see the time frame of when it was, which was way over a year ago. Therefore, since I know the setting and what I look like, I have a pretty good idea on who I sent it to. My personality is never the type that's going to sit there and say that to any woman. So I would love to see the messages on that one. I'm dying to see that.
Well, if you screenshot, first of all, you keep saying that you know, hold women in this high regard. The first thing that you said to me is, well, I didn't send a naked pic. Then from there it went to, well, if I did send one, that, you know, it was because the woman must have sent me a picture of her pussy first. And it's like, what, really? You know, and
Well,
then,
that's
oh,
normally,
well,
I
she
get a
must
lot
have,
of them
hold
too.
on, she must have liked it back then if it took her a year and a half to say something about it. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's saying stuff like that about women that totally piss women off, because they're like, how are you respectful of women when you're saying shit like you're saying?
Because I get a lot of tit pics and pussy pics. So therefore, I'm pretty positive on who did that, kind of said that and sent that to me. Pretty positive. So when I asked for the pic, show it to me. And yeah, during the conversation,
There it was, right?
during the conversation, when I said I didn't send pics, I'm thinking recently, as of yesterday, today, due to the conversation you had yesterday about whoever this guy is in the UK. So I'm like, hold on, I know I didn't send pics. I'm not thinking a year and a half ago.
But
Or
does
a
it matter?
year ago. The last thing, because everybody has sent naked photos to somebody in their lifetime. That's why. And by saying that, no,
Absolutely. I have never, ever,
then I applaud.
ever in 51 years, I have never, ever, nor will I ever send out a pic for these exact reasons, because I
Okay,
think people are so idiotic to do this and not realize that it might not be next week or next month. It might be 5 years. But believe me, if somebody, especially if you're making it in the field, you get popular, oh yeah, they're going to come out of the woodwork and they are going to put anything and everything that they can find about you negatively and do their best to share it around.
That's weird.
That's why
Isn't
people
that
have to
bullying?
be smarter about this.
Wouldn't that be a form of bullying? And we just kind of talked about that, but I'm the bully? Interesting. Interesting how that kind of just flip flops a little bit there.
Well, do you see how you go from the aggressor to the victim? I mean, it's like a flip flop.
When have I ever? I literally stated everything that I said about the brand and apologized for it. I even said, yes, I sent that picture. I even said it's clear as day. You could see my Ouija board tattoo. You could see my dick. You could see my legs. You could see my arms. Never once did I not admit, yes, this guy here sent a naked photo to an individual. Guess what? I sent a naked photo to a girl not long ago. But guess what? I'm also talking to that girl. So,
but that's different. If you're in a relationship with it and both of you
know that
agree,
I wasn't talking to this girl because you did what? Because you saw messages that I know probably got deleted. So from that 1.5 years all the way to now, not a single naked photo. Because if I was that type of guy to just drop photos in everybody's inbox, pretty sure paranormal people's stuff would be flooded with it. But I don't. So again, I mean, if people want to hold that against me, you know, I'm not denying that I did not do it. So I'm not sitting here trying to play the victim. Yes, I sent a naked photo out. Yes, there's a naked photo of me on social media, posted somewhere probably. Okay, what am I going to do? Lose sleep over it? It happened. Same thing that happened when I addressed the brand. It happened. I apologize for it. I will not apologize for what I know I did not state, because that is not in my character to talk to somebody that way. It's just not. I would love to see the message. I would love to see all the messages. And when I find out who it is for sure, I have to go through all my messages to find out. And hopefully the person's still on my page so I can pull up that message.
oh, you can still pull it up even if they're not on your page. I've done it all the time. I get people who block me and I can still pull up their old messages. It doesn't delete the messages. But, you know, in fact, I have the copy that this person sent me, and I have no problem sending it. But I think, you know, since there's obviously back at that time, you said there wasn't a bunch of people you sent it to. I mean, figure out who you think it is.
All over.
Hold on, send me the messages, and then I will send you what was sent to me, and we'll compare them.
Okay.
And we'll do it that way. I mean, and then one way or another, we'll know if they've been modified. And again, if it shows that the conversation was different than what I have, then I have no problem coming on and publicly stating, hey, I've checked this out and it looks like this person, maybe has a vendetta and they have edited what they sent me, and I will put that person on blast. Please believe it. I have no problem. I don't want people trying to con me for a personal agenda. Like, again, this was nothing, as a personal attack against you. I mean, if I didn't care, I wouldn't have even invited you or even allowed you to be able to even have your say so on the show. I really open up my show because I take in everybody's opinions and I like to get both sides of the story. Scott is somebody, he doesn't do drama. He won't come on shows about drama. You'll rarely even see him respond to anything. He sees it all, but he won't respond to it. That's just how it is. So he was even upset with me yesterday for doing the show in general, because he said it's just bringing more attention to the drama. And so I get that. But again, this is my show. And when people open Pandora's box and everybody in the paranormal is talking about it and everybody's sending me messages saying, are you going to cover this? Or what do you know about this? And then, of course, as soon as I say anything, everybody wants to send me every possible bit of little tidbit rumors and information to try to sway me on one side or the other. Like, I didn't care about being deleted by you or anybody else or anything like that. I actually had said, like, because you had told everybody that if you have Scott as a friend, or if you've ever worn the shirt or anything like that, I'm not having anything. I have no respect for you. I'm going to block you, all of that. So I am friends with Scott. I have been for probably 8 years. I have wore the shirt at one point. Do I wear it, anymore? Absolutely not. And for the reasons I've given. But if I didn't care, I would just put out my own opinion, and that would be the only one that matters. But I'm not about that. I just, again, I'm hoping that hearing all of this and maybe having a better understanding of why people are attacking you and going off on you, maybe this will give you a better idea. Because if you're not meaning to come off this way, you absolutely are, and it's hitting everybody, especially women that you claim that you're trying to uphold and uplift, and it's all about respecting the women. But when you're calling women bitches, or oh well, they're sending me their pussy pics and all these different things, like, that really comes off for women as like, what a slime ball. Like, he doesn't respect us. Like, this is his own personal agenda, but he's using us as the front women, as, oh, this is all about, women and respecting them and not wanting them to be called whores or called out their names. And then you're doing it yourself. So, again, I think go ahead.
Did I? Show me in one of my statuses where I called someone a whore, or where I called him a bitch, or where I called him anything.
I will actually pull up the screenshot, because I do have one, and it wasn't on your page. Of course, it was one of the rants that you went on somebody else's page saying the exact same thing. And you did say, if I see you with the shirt or repping the brand or Scott, then I will call you and treat you at the whore that you are.
Okay, but and I'm not see, here's the thing. I'm not denying any of this. That's what's funny. I'm not denying it. You said that I called them a whore and I called them a bitch. Never have I done that. I represent whore chicks who literally is all about empowering women within the field of whore. Literally, I back them. I've never sat there and been like, hey, you guys are whores. Hey, bitches, what are you bitches doing today? Never on my page I said bitch or whore.
You're all about the whore word should not be used, but then yet you turn around and you call women whores that don't agree, or that were, or
where did I say that ever? Where did I ever state you're a whore?
Okay. Did you specifically say it to a specific person? No, you just said it in a generalization that if I see any of you women out there with this shirt on or representing this guy, Scott, that I will then call you a whore and treat you as the whore that you are. That was out of your words, not mine. Yeah. I will send it to you 100%, because again, I have not said anything. Everything that I've said to you, Stephen, you have denied. And then when I come back and I say something else, and you're like, oh yeah, I did say it. Oh yes, I did do it. Okay,
I literally said I literally said yes way in the beginning. I said yes, I stated that. You're saying, listen, you're saying that I called them that. Okay, that's what you said. Now you're stating that when I see them, I will. There's a difference between what I did and what I will do. I have never to this day called them that. You're stating that I will.
Get it out there then.
Okay, but I didn't call them one. I said that I will. Doesn't mean I'm going to.
I mean, George, I don't know. Like, I know I have to go through the screenshots and find it, but I know I literally I read that and I know that because that really is what hit a lot of nerves, even with me. I'm like, how is he saying, oh, you're not going to be the horror word shouldn't be referred to any women. That's so disrespectful. And then he did it himself, and everybody was pointing it out. I mean, was I wrong? Did I misread it? Did I look? I got to go and find it now and post it because I know for a fact that I saw it.
Yes, I am agreeing. Again, nothing in this post. Yes, I agreed. I said stuff about the brand. Yes, I agreed that I said stuff about the owner of the brand. Never have I bullied anybody or called them out personally other than the person with the brand. Yes, I apologize sincerely for those two things that I did do, the video and the way I spoke about it and me hitting his teeth in. Yes, I admit it. I sent a photo. There's nothing here that I am denying. Not a single thing.
Publicly,
but I never called anybody and said, you're a whore. You're a bitch. No, I did not. I know that I stated, sometimes I forget when I write because I I have a million things going on in my head. But when I'm like, oh, wait, you know what? She did. And I'm not saying they're arguing with it. I'm sorry that I'm sometimes forgetful when I say things. But when you said that, I'm like, oh, you're right. I did. Am I now what? I'm a bad person because I'm admitting that, okay, cool. I forgot it. But cool. You refresh my memory on it. I'm agreeing. Yes, I did say that. I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm not debating with you on that. I'm literally manning up saying you're right.
Okay.
You're right. I'm not denying that. We have two different opinions. I don't believe the name should be in this field or used. You don't have an issue with it. Plenty of the other women in this field don't have an issue with it. I did say this will be the last time I speak about this ever on this. Yes, I sent a nude photo out. Yes, I said if I see somebody out wearing this shirt, I'll call them a whore. But I never to this day said, you're a whore, you're a slut, you're a bitch, you're this, you're that, you're a cunt, you're this. I'm like, holy shit. Like I would.
Well, just throwing it out in general like that to people, they're like looking at it like, okay, so if we're going to have this, then this is what he's going to say to us. I mean, again, you have to. Well, look, you can do whatever you want, but as just
let me retract my statement. I did say it one time. I said it one time. Let me retract this statement before everyone calls me a liar. The girl's name that I said I wouldn't mention that you mentioned that starts with a K. She kept trying to get me riled up with all these comments before the show. I know what she was trying to do. And I did go to her page and I said, hey, whore. I'm going to admit that I said that before that backfires on me and I'm a liar and I'm every tiny million things. Like I said, I forget that I say things. I just remembered that I did say it. So I'm admitting that. Yes, that time I did literally an hour and a half ago. I did say that, so that doesn't backfire in my face.
Hold on. Brittany in the chat room, she said, I was never mean to him in any way. All I said was the bullying, and I got deleted because I liked a friend's post.
No, I know, and I'll go with that. But everybody that I deleted too, I also said, you know what? And I also said, you know what? No hard feelings. I wish you the best. I don't want to be associated with that. I never said, you fucking bitch, you did this. Who the fuck are you? What is this? What is that? I said, you know what? No hard feelings. I wish you the best. And some of them even said, you know what? I wish you the best too.
Well, so, I just think that, people should be able to have differences of opinions without, it being that it's black or white. Either you got to completely agree with me or I'm going to delete your ass because you're friends with somebody I don't like. It's juvenile. It's like, that's little kid stuff. Like, unless somebody does something personally to you.
They're attacking me left and right. Have you not seen the statuses? George even admitted that. They're bullying me. I'm not calling these people out personally. That's what they're doing.
I'm not going to say they're bullying you. I'm going to say that they have opinions based. they have opinions as well based on what you're saying. They're being reactive just like you're being reactive, and everybody's got opinions. Does that mean that it's bullying? No. People have their opinions, and not everybody agrees. But it's like it's not okay for you to go on rants and say all this stuff to people, and then when they respond, oh, now all of a sudden it's flipped the script, and now they're bullying me. I mean,
when did I? That's you're trying to. I know what you're trying to do. I get that. Again, I've admitted everything that's been said here because I said it. I'm man enough to do that. All I'm saying is, if somebody's targeting one individual, numerous people in there, it is. But I don't care. Calling me names, that's called bullying. Look it up. It is, guys. Calling names is attacking somebody and bullying. Do I care? No. Otherwise, I would sit there and I'd say it. Now, I have to go. I'm rushing with this, and I would love to honestly stay on. I don't mind staying on, but my phone is dying. It's the only way I literally have to go. It's going to cut off if we don't.
All right. So, well, I mean, I appreciate you coming on. I mean, again, I'm glad that you decided to come on and address all this. I think that, some of the stuff you have said is going to hit people where I was seeing in the comments, they were saying, as an empath, like they were feeling bad for you. But again, it's like you kind of go up and down like this roller coaster ride. And so you say something and you like get all like the stars again for, from people like, okay, maybe it's not this bad person. And then you say something else and it's just like, oh my God, why'd you say that? Like, you just like took away everything that you just said. So, I hope that you get a chance later to just like, come back and look at the stream and look at the, the comments. You don't have to take them personally, but I think that it speaks volumes on how people are taking what you're saying and how it's affecting them. So, and if you don't care, then, screw it. Just don't talk about it anymore. And it'll just go on and it'll disappear into the universe like it always does until it reappears the next time. But if you do care and you do care about your brand and you do care about, being successful, then, maybe you should look at it and say, look, this isn't the way I want to be perceived. This is not the way I want, that I'm meant to be perceived. Because either way, whether that's the way you mean it or not, that's the way it's coming off. And again, not everybody knows you like I do, or have had, private conversations with you off of social media and things like that. So they don't have that way to judge. I got a lot of flack yesterday for, sticking up for some of your point of views and the things that you've done. I didn't care. I didn't care about that because they don't know, the conversations that we had. They don't know, you on a different level. So I just hope that, again, that this somehow will just make you rethink of maybe how you're dealing and addressing with stuff now that you are really in the public eye, like that you are.
Exactly.
All right.
No, I thank you for having me come on. Like I said, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't respect.
I'm probably no longer your favorite and the best interview you've ever had anymore. That's probably been revoked. But hey,
this was the worst interview I've ever had in my entire life.
It's the worst one. Hey, at least I can be the top of one and the top of the thumbs up and the thumbs down. How many people can say that?
That's right.
All right. Well, you have a good night and
take care.
You don't delete me, then obviously we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, you too, George. And thank you. Yes. I don't know how to hang up, guys.
Don't worry about it. Just think before you talk, my brother. Just think before you talk. You're in the limelight. Oh, God. Right. Oh, God. I didn't want to jump in there too much. I would have been, wow. You know what? As soon as he used that C word, I lost all the respect in the world. It went from I was starting to really trust him, and he said that. Damn it.
Well, hold on. I guess he's still in there. Maybe I have something else to say. Hold on.
I hope so.
No, I said it to show that I never said that. Okay. That's where I was. That's why I said I've never said. I've never called anyone. I said I've never called anyone that.
Oh, okay, then I take it back. I just wanted to keep my mouth shut, man, because you know what, you got so much ahead of you, brother, in the paranormal world. I just don't want to see you destroy it. That's all. You got this. It's up to you if you want to wreck it. That's the bottom line. And I think if you just keep on doing what you're doing, slow down, just slow down a little bit, bro. Just slow down. You got this. And you know what? Just slow down. Slow down. Think before you talk. You'll be all right.
I really don't want to hang this up, guys.
No, just well,
I
use
really
your. Well, no,
there's
no.
no button. I don't know what to
You
do.
if you have that thing that's hanging down to your kneecap, just swing it up and hit the end button.
That's what I'm trying to do. But I don't see an end button. I'll poke myself in the eye if I do that
There
because
you
I don't.
go. Well, I'm glad I got you to laugh. That's my motivation. I do every morning. I like seeing people happy. Just be happy, man. Just be happy.
But like I promised, I don't know if this is still live or what it's doing, but like I
Yes, it
promise,
is.
whether it is or not, like I told you, this is going to be the last time I address this.
Yeah.
I don't care if anybody else brings it up. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about this ever again. I'm not talking about it ever again.
Yep.
I'm done discussing it. I don't care if everybody else wants to.
Yeah.
Am I
That's
just deal with
best.
it? And I'm on to the next. So
Well, we're moving on too, so you don't have to worry about it on this show. I mean, we're moving on. I got lots of other subjects to address. This has been a crazy weekend, but again, you have to understand, like this is what I do. I cover news and topics of the paranormal, and this was a huge topics this weekend. So, but I'm over it too. I've had about enough dick pics and rumors and
Yeah.
craziness coming my way to last me a lifetime.
well,
There you go.
I'm sure. Give me 6 more months. I'll come up with something else to cause an uproar within the field, and
Yeah.
Well, you know that the door will be open for you to come and tell your side if you're misunderstood again, and I will give
Absolutely.
you a fair shake at this.
Absolutely.
all right, seriously, I got to go, guys. The phone's gonna die. I don't know how to hang up the phone. What do
All
I
right.
hit?
Take care, buddy. Just hey,
Just, just disconnect.
just disconnect.
Just like exit out of it. Okay, just hit a
Yep.
button.
Yep.
That's it, bud. Yeah.
Bye.
There you go. Oh
Simple.
boy. Simple Simon. Um. Yeah, boy. He when he got caught up in the web, he changes his answers. As soon as you caught up in a web and you had information and solid evidence, oh man, it was like this web just came out. And he's like trying to backtrack a little bit, and then he would change the subject, and then this and that. It got to a point where I wanted to keep my mouth shut because I didn't want to say anything out of the blue and make him mad. And he just hang up. I did not like. I will say this out loud. Even though he did say I wouldn't call this person it, the fact that he uses that C word, the CU-T word, man, it's just one word you just don't use in the world, man. It's just a word and whatever. But he was backtracking. He's got problems ahead of him. I hate to say it. I don't think there's ever change in him, and he's going to destroy his own dream. He's going to destroy his own career, and he's going to destroy it all by himself. And it's a bummer. It really is.
Yeah. Again, I never wish bad on anybody. I
Me
always
either.
want people to see people succeed. I never see them as my competition.
No,
But
he's great.
um, being confident and being, you know, cocky and egotistical, where, nobody's equal to me in this field.
No, I
I'm better than
know.
everybody else. There's plenty of people that have loads more years experience under their belt investigating and might beg to differ. There's a lot of really, really talented and experienced investigators in this field that are, this is our life. It's not about being on TV. They could give two shits about being on TV,
Right.
any money. This isn't what it's about for us. So again, when you start, especially in this field of, quién es más macho, who is bigger and stronger and better than each
Right.
other, then it becomes a competition. And the thing is if you know you're good at what you do, you don't need to tell everybody that. You don't need to put it out there like that, because you know what, your actions and what's going on in your life is going to prove that.
Well, he has a lot of anger. For whatever reason going on in his life, he has a lot of hidden issues. If it was a childhood issue or he was saying he was bullied at one time or another, he's going about it the wrong way. He's a really angry man inside. And you know what? He kind of kept his cool, but I could tell that he was ready just to explode. And I didn't want to see that in him because you know what? That would have been just like, oh, buddy, come on. You don't need to explode. But there's something going on inside him that he is an angry man. If someone broke his heart, and I don't know, but you know what? He's an angry man, and I hate to see this guy fail. But I will say, I hope he doesn't fail. I hope he gets off this thing. He sits back a little bit, maybe 2-3 days, and think, God, he'll watch it and say, "Man, I look like an ego. I look like an asshole. or whatever.
Well, and I'm
So
hoping that, to be honest, I'm hoping that, he'll see that, because I don't think he sees how he's coming across to
no,
people, why he's offending people so mad, and they're reacting the way they are. It's
yeah, I
not that they're
agree.
bullying. They're like, what the hell are you saying, dude? Like, really? You stand up for women, but now you're putting us down, and you put it like we are not anybody. You don't give a shit about it. It comes off really bad. And Ashley has been one of the people, I guess, supporting him in the chat room today, and she says, I agree, Vanessa, but understand him being a public figure is still new, and he's learning how to handle situations properly. Well, you know what? If you're going to
That's
be in television, he needs to be on the fast track of how to learn, and stay the hell off of social media, putting shit out that will ruin him.
And that's why, and what you just said, I know, I don't mean to take up someone else's name, but when you do get into social media, as you just said, you need to shut it down. Get off the Facebook. Let somebody else handle it if you have to. If you have a total, if you're going to blow up. I mean, I'm just saying, you got Zach Bagan. You never see that guy. You got people in Hollywood. They're never out there in the social media, because the fact is it can hurt their career. And what he's doing is, this stuff that he's doing now can hurt him. I just hope that he can actually maybe just fix what he's got going on and just get better at what he does. I think this is too much that's going on for him. I think it's happening too fast for him. And he doesn't understand what can happen if he keeps on doing the rate he's doing right now. He's not going to have much of a TV success, if you ask me.
Yeah, and it's sad, because again, he's got a great show. I
He
mean,
does.
and
He has a
anybody
great
can
show.
get mad at me for how I feel. I mean, again, I have got I've got bashed on both sides of this. I've got bashed by the people who support him that feel like I don't support him, and then on the other
The
hand,
problem is, but you're trying to save him. I mean, what? No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what you're doing right now, you're mad at me for interrupting.
no,
Okay, but people need to understand and see that you're actually trying to help them. You're trying to make them successful. You're trying to be that guy in the young lady in the corner in a boxing ring waving the towel. Like, you need to slow down. You need to think, and you need to jab and uppercut, not uppercut and jab. You're just trying to train them. And people, if they start getting mad at you, is bullshit, because you're actually trying to help them. And if anybody sees anything opposite, they need to sit back and think, wow, you know what? She's trying to help them, and stop coming across like you're not trying to help them. We're his biggest fans. We're his biggest fans. We're in the paranormal field. We want to see people succeed. And you know what? If anybody says anything negative about you, they're absolutely 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Sorry to interrupt you.
well, I mean, and again, it's like it's their opinion. If they think that I'm it's bad because I'm on the fence, I on the fence because, again, I know a different Steven than what's being portrayed online.
Yeah, I don't think it was fair that people are actually. If I don't see the comments, but I personally don't like what I didn't see. But that if anybody was really taking jabs at him, it's not right. It doesn't make us look any better. It just makes us look like a bunch of, I don't know, bullies hiding behind words. I hope that there wasn't a lot of people knocking him, because you got to, like, seriously just think back. He has a lot of pressure on him right now, and if he's signing with a bunch of people, that's a lot of stuff to be thinking about. And if I look like I'm in his corner, maybe I kind of am, and maybe I'm kind of not. I'm kind of torn, because I just don't want to see him wreck himself. He has something strong, and I just don't want to see him fuck it up. Sorry.
Well, I agree. I mean, and there, after I said, I mean, there was a couple people. There's a couple people from his page that he works with,
Yeah.
and the one of the brothers from his production team that were there watching the stream, supporting him, and I get it. But again, he has, over the weekend, like, I've got so many messages of him messaging women that he was friends with or whatever, and then going off on them, and before they can even explain themselves, they're blocked, and I don't give a fuck, and all this kind of stuff. So it's very aggressive and everything. And so then when people who are following all this, and they're just like, who is this guy? Because a lot of people, even though he's got a show, a lot of people don't know about it. So There might be all these people on but in the paranormal field, there wasn't a lot of people who knew about him, even when I did the show. And a lot of people went and added him because they were like, oh, he's got this new show, and and everybody who listens to my show knows that I'm very critical about the television show. So if I say that I think something's good, people want to they're going to want to go check it out, and they do. So, but the fact that then you turn around and then you go after, or you block, or you're making comments, that are negative towards, people in our field, you are going to get a reaction. I've always said, like, this is when people call out bullies. That's why, I'm not going to say anybody bullies me, because no, it's a back and forth banter. You come poking at me, like, yep, we're gonna go back and we're gonna say what's going to be said. So you can't turn around and make a bunch of disparaging or disrespectful comments publicly or on your videos, and then surprised when people are going after you and attacking you, because again, they're doing it based off of what you posted. Now again, is it right? No, but it is what it is. This is this field. And if you already have been, blacklisted once out of this field, you should have learned something, that when you're accepted to, okay, maybe not everything has to be this testosterone filled aggressive attack on anything and everything that's said, or if somebody doesn't agree with you. And I hope that he looks at this stuff and, sees it, because maybe he doesn't realize how bad he comes off, or, because I say I don't have a filter. So I'm sure that I say shit all the time that pisses people off, and people delete me left and right every day. I see people drop it. It's okay. I mean, this is what it is, but I'm not out there being disrespectful to him, even with all of this. Like, I haven't gone out and said, hey, everybody go after this guy. No, I'm saying, let me put everybody's side out, and then you guys make your own decisions. But there's only so much I can do, because he, even some of the stuff was kind of like, oh, like I said, he pretty much everything that he was saying in his video earlier, oh, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, I didn't say this, I never threatened to beat this guy up. And then when he comes on the stream and I've got all the facts now, oh yeah, now I'm agreeing that yes, I did say all that, and oh, I did that, and now I'll apologize, which was amazing. I'm like, okay, this
absolutely.
And then in the same breath start talking shit again, and it's just like,
exactly. You're absolutely right. He started to apologize, which was great. He was very sincere. And then also I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm seeing a young man grow into a better man before my eyes. I'm seeing it. I'm witnessing something that's amazing. And then it just went, I'm like, what just happened? You just put your foot in your mouth, you knucklehead, So, I think he's going to be just fine. I think that he just needs to slow down, not always think it's inside the gym. It's not a competition. It's not about anything but basically getting answers in the paranormal. And, I just didn't like a lot of things he said, and, about, maybe bullying people and such. But you know what? I think he still has a chance. I really do think he has a chance to regroup. If I was going to sign him to a TV show, if I heard all this stuff was going on, I would say, you know what? I'm not so sure about this guy. Let's see if he matures in the next 5 years. That's the problem. But by then, somebody's going to take that young man's place, and then he's not going to have anything that he really wanted. And that's what he needs to think about.
And he's done very well with the
well
brothers that he's did, and they decided to go to Amazon Prime and platform instead of trying to go to a network. And again, that's all fine and dandy, because you have all of the creative control and of your show.
Right.
But again, doing it all where you are basically financing and doing it yourself through you and your friends is a lot different than multi-million-dollar television network coming and saying, oh, we want to sign you. I mean, that's just like, there's a lot of different paranormal shows and stuff that are on YouTube. Okay, and some of them are some good shows. I've seen them, but is a network going to pick them up? Probably not.
No.
And again, they're looking at a brand, and they're wanting to make money. And if they don't feel comfortable that they will be able to send you to a paranormal conference, which is where you need to, promote something like this.
Yeah.
So if you say, oh, well, you're going to go there, and we've got to worry about the backlash because you don't like somebody there and they call you out. Now you're going to fight them and all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, look, I've worked with a lot of production companies and different things like that. That's a PR nightmare. And if you don't think that, if you don't care what the paranormal field thinks and you don't care what the public thinks, you sure as hell better care about what those network execs think when
Yeah.
they see stuff like this, because this is the kind, like, this isn't reality TV, like, you know, a scripted
Yep.
show where they like all the drama. You know, they're wanting to do a serious show that's going to get viewers and, you know, ratings. And,
He's a
you know,
ticking. He could be. You know what? He could be taken as a ticking time bomb too. You got to think about that. They're not going to send him to some Paracon where he's going to have to build up his show. He doesn't realize that you have to build yourself up. Go out to the Paracon. Those are the people that are going to be your followers and such. And if they're going to send you to a Paracon, they're going to keep their fingers crossed. Well, let's hope he doesn't get in a fight with anybody. He's such a ticking time bomb. We're taking a chance. So he can go from a one series contract to a 5-year series contract. I don't see anybody getting on a long-term contract. That's just me, what I see, because of him looking like a ticking time bomb. And, you know, this whole week, man, it's been tough on him, I bet. But, you know, he's got to understand that he's in the social media now. People are looking at him the whole time, and he needs to just slow it down. When he was saying that, you know, he has 2.5 million people, I hate to tell him this, man, but most of them are paranormal people. And he was saying that it wasn't. He was saying that it's not all paranormal people. But most of it is. And if you lose those people, you got absolutely nothing. You're down to zero. And it's
well,
sad.
just as quickly as you have those millions of, you know, viewers, that can end just like that. Like I said,
Absolutely.
you know, look at Ryan Buell when he started Paranormal State.
Yep.
He was the biggest thing since, you know, ice cream, you
Yep.
know, at that time. And everybody, you know, and again, with him too, I got to meet him. Really, really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice guy.
Yeah.
But, and the reason he got into this was like many of us, he had his own, you know, personal experiences that he was going through. So, but again, you know, then he got into the drugs. He started, you know,
Yeah.
events and, you know, taking people's money and canceling them and things like that. And when you piss off the field and, you know, then you get canceled. Oh yeah, nobody wants to touch you with a 10-foot pole. So just where you can be way up here, you
It'll
have
fall.
to be able to sustain yourself up there.
Absolutely.
And you have to constantly be able to gain more viewers and, you know, fans to your show to
Yep.
continue to have that success. And again, just one wrong move, and especially, you know, my thing is what if he like takes on some guy who's not 70, who's had a stroke and everything, and he doesn't like what this person does, and
Right.
he, you know, and this whole bravo, you know, quién es más macho on, you know, social media, and he calls him out, and when he goes to an event, that guy comes straight up to him like at a boxing match and talks shit to him. Is
Yep.
he going to be able to control himself where he will not react? And unfortunately, I don't feel that he has that. I think that if anybody even came up and tried to address him in a
It's a
negative
fight.
way or aggressive way, he
Yeah.
would take that as it's an aggressive move towards him and
Right.
react.
Absolutely
And
true.
you can't do that. I mean, you will end up in jail, and
Yep.
you know your production team and your brother, and they're going to be the ones having to bail you out, and then they're going to be having to, you know, be dealing with all the contracts of why nobody wants to work with you.
Absolutely true. I just hope that he actually listens to the show. I hope that he actually takes a deep breath and just slows down. Just slow down. Think before you talk. No more nudie shots. You know, just slow down. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I just think it's just his ego. As much as he says he doesn't have an ego, he needs to put that in check. Just put it away for a little while. Just put it away. You know?
And Lisa, you know, Lisa Joe, I know that, you know, you're a friend of me. You have, you know, mutual friends of a lot of mine, and, you know, you can be, you know, say you're so proud of them. But again, I think that if you truly are one of his friends or one of his followers, like, you got to be real, and you got to realize that what he's doing is, although that might be who he is and that might be how he really feels, the way he's going about it and the things that he is doing are not going to help him. It is going to hurt him. And if you guys can't understand that and can't be real with him, and you guys are supposed to be the ones that follow and everything, like, look, nobody needs to have, you know, followers and listeners. I sure as hell though that just go by anything that I say, right or wrong. Everybody's just going to support me. Hell no. If I'm doing something wrong, shit, call me out on it. Bring it to my attention. If I'm saying something that is being interpreted, really bad, then maybe I need to rethink how I'm doing things as well. But, you can't be mad when you're doing this stuff and then, people want to address it. People got questions. They want to know why it is you're doing these things. And then, get mad. This was done again because George and I both see a lot of potential and a lot of career growth for Steven if he just makes some adjustments. But the ball's in his corner now. I mean, again, you can't change anybody. They have to only be able to see the wrong that they're doing and change themselves. And if they don't care, eventually other people aren't going to care either. And then where are you going to be at? So we both, hope that, again, this is somehow will help the situation. But I will be honest, like, I'm over this conversation.
Okay.
Like, if you consider yourself a whore and you want to, wear the shirt, wear it. If you consider yourself a fanatic and about what, the field you're in, and that's the way you look at these shirts and the way you want to look at it, then wear them. If you don't like the shirts, you don't like the brand, you don't like whatever, don't buy the shirts. Don't wear the shirts. But again, this big debate is not going to change anything. It's not going to make the shirts go away. In fact, it's going to make them print up more.
You know what? It's just a shirt. It's just a shirt. That's all it is. I think I think you might have helped them out today. So I just want you to know that. I really do.
I hope. I'm still on the fence on if I'm going to be deleted after this. But, again, I think that I try to be as fair as possible. Again, it's no news to him either. Like, I call things out, and I do, even on if it's my friends. Yeah. And the fact that, what was bothering me more was that he was going on his page. He would say one thing on other people's pages, but then when he would do his live streams or his page, it was an alternative version of what was going on, and he was denying that the things that I knew he said for a fact he was saying he didn't say.
And then you got him on it, though. I mean, it was just, God. I'm not trying to say I would hope you don't think that anybody thinks that we're trying to trap him. Is the fact he had a chance to just be honest, and then when he wasn't. Your job, what you do is, well, I hate to tell you this, I have this. That's your job. That's your show, Well,
I don't set anybody up or try to, or try to put them on the spot, But again, I had told him, look, you can come out, but there's some tough questions that are out there, and I'm going to address them and ask them. And again, I gave a high five to him for, coming on the show, and not only coming on the show, but also it took a while, and it kept, have to put the evidence in your face for him to admit it. But I'm glad that he took responsibility for the things that he did do and came forward and said, okay, yeah, it wasn't like that. But, look, if you can't remember what you post or what you say, that's a red flag where you need to stop posting out of anger or reaction.
Exactly. You got to think, like I keep on saying, you got to think before you talk. That's in every situation. If you don't, that's when you end up in trouble.
Yep, I agree. All right, everybody, I will let you get back to your day. We have been going on for, what, 2 hours and 40 minutes at this point, and I need to refill my Pepsi, and I got a headache from all this.
Yeah.
But again, thank you, everybody who has messaged me, I don't thank you for sending me all the nasty dick pics, but thank you for at least putting, some information out about this and giving me, facts instead of, rumors. And again, thanks for all of the support and sharing this and putting this topic out. No matter which side you stand on, you're entitled to your own opinion. Exactly. But I want people to be, especially women, to be a little bit more, I don't even want to put it, a little more careful when you are dealing with people in the paranormal field. Don't just be just automatically trusting because people seem like a nice guy, or you wouldn't think they would do anything like this. You could be single, you could be married. If a person's a pervert and they're going to be sending you things unsolicited, they're doing it, and they're doing it to a lot of people. And again, is it happening everywhere? Yes, but right now I'm focusing on the paranormal itself, and that part is not going to change. So again, for any of the men or women out there, if you have been sent explicit nude pics on either side of the genre, men or women, and they were unsolicited, completely just out of the blue, boom, there's a nude pic, then send it to me. Send me your story, and I will bring light to it. Because again, until we put the spotlight on the cockroaches out there doing this, we're not going to get rid of them. So the only way to fumigate it and, change this is to put them on blast. And then maybe they'll think about not doing it. Maybe not. Maybe it won't do anything. But, I'm going to try to do what I can, because I do love this field. This is my life. And it's just sickening me, the things that are going on now. This isn't the paranormal dating world. There are dating sites out there if you want to do that. You can go join them, and I'm sure the women there or the men there will love sex pics all the time for you. But just in Facebook on, in just random conversations, not the place. Use better judgment. With that being said, thank you, George, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Always love your input, and we'll just have to prepare now for the next show and the new topic.
Yes, ma'am. I had a great time. Absolutely. Let's get back to paranormal.
Absolutely. Monday, or actually Thursday, Renee Chavez and Joe Montalvo will be doing the show for me, because I will be up in Virginia City. So anybody in the Virginia City, Nevada area, that if you're looking for a great event to go to over the weekend, come out and join us in Virginia City, the well-known Nevada ghost town that is extremely haunted. We're going to be there for the Virginia City Paracon, and great amount of people that are going to be out there. And please believe, I already know quite a few of my haters that are scheduled to attend there. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm going to show people how you can be professional and just get through it and smile, and you don't have to threaten to beat anybody up. And I sure as hell don't want to go to jail. I'm trying to have fun. So stay tuned. Check out the Paranormal Connections page as well as my page. I will be streaming lots of it live, some of the investigations, some of the shenanigans. It's Cinco de Mayo weekend. I mean, we're going to have fun. The Macarena Challenge. We're going to have some contests and some games throughout it. So if you want to win some prizes, make sure to check us out, follow us. And Monday, I will be back with Paranormal Connections once I get back from Virginia City. And I have Jeff Leeper, who is going to be my guest. He is going to come on and talk about his own personal experiences on the Hatman prophecies. So, yes, he's got an amazing story to tell. He's going to share that, and where he's at this point. He's doing deliverances and working on, some of the worst cases of demonic, entities, or, dark entities, whatever you want to call them. And so it'll be a great show. And he also, although it's a very serious topic, he's got a great sense of humor and very sarcastic. So it's always a really fun show when we have him. So make sure to join me on Monday night. And until then, I will see you on the live streams. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye. Aw.